All right. I clicked it. OBS tells me we're live,
Cool.
and I can
And
actually
can
hear you.
you can see people, or do people come in and chat and you can see numbers and all that kind of stuff too?
I mean, normally, but with what we just did, I don't have any of that set up here. So let me see if I
Sure.
can bring that
I
up.
usually set I always set it up on my second monitor. I have all of that on it.
Well, this is on my, yeah.
That's
Well,
true.
we should be live. So hello to anybody. If anybody shows up, welcome. I'm Aaron. This is my good buddy Richard, or Richie as I typically call him. He is by no means a programmer or a game developer, but he is someone who games, and we play quite a bit together. And he had the idea of checking out my game and seeing what he thought about it. It is not anywhere close to done, but it's at a point where you can play it. And so I thought we would do that. Richie, I might actually even be able to send you a build if we wanted to try that. I
Sure.
have no idea if I could do that quickly by any means whatsoever, but it'd be
Yeah.
interesting to see if we could.
Cool. Yeah, let's do
So,
it. And I got the live feed up on my side over here too, so I can see the chat.
okay, excellent. So let me jump over here, see if I can fix my thing. Okay. So, this is where I'm at with my game. Richie, why don't you just talk about yourself for a minute as I get a build ready to send you?
Oh, sure. I can always talk about myself. So, my name is Richie, as Aaron likes to call me. Yeah, I do some live streaming on Twitch every now and then. Not super often, but my specialty is in videography and editing, and so I run a video company called Riff Video Productions, and we do real estate and commercials and a bunch of other stuff like that. And so sometimes car videos, and so uh, but yeah, so I do videos full time, and then I'm also the editor, and then I'll edit other people's stuff every now and then. And I am a gamer. I mean, I love games. Grew up on games. I've had most systems growing up. Um, Aaron and I play a lot of games together. Um, and so over the years, seen my buddy here keep growing his channel and continue developing this game, and it's pretty awesome to see now. I don't know, how long have you been working on this game now for?
I was looking back to like the first commit on my on GitHub to see when I had actually started this project, and I think it's been a year and a half now.
I'm
Um,
sorry, my wife is calling me. That's
oh,
always a plus.
how dare she?
She's gonna be like, I can't believe you didn't mop the floors yet. Hello, wife.
I'll mute you really quick. Um, it's been like a year and a half now, not of anywhere close to full time work. During the summer, this summer, I've actually gotten to work almost full time, but I had the idea and been playing around with it for probably about a year and a half now, and it started really, really slow. Started in just the idea of making a 2.5D game, and then I made a template for it, and then I've kind of expanded that and taken it to my own, and that's kind of where it is now. It's certainly a lot more refined than it has ever been. I've spent a lot of time the last couple of weeks polishing it and getting it pretty nice, and I'm pretty proud of where it's at right now. So this live stream is going to be kind of showing off where I am. I also uploaded a dev vlog, and that will be going live probably later this evening. And there goes my co-streamer. Uh, that'll be going live if you want a much more in-depth breakdown of the game. I'm happy to answer any questions that you've got or that you're interested in. Feel free to shout them out, and I'm happy to show you any parts of my project. I'm not really hiding anything, and I'm showing a lot of the nitty gritty stuff, the stuff that might not look very pretty or might not work super well quite yet. But I'm happy to show off what I've got and kind of where I am, because I think that's really important to see. Uh, and that's, yeah, hopefully it is helpful to people. So let me, I really don't think this is gonna, me sending this over to Richie is going to work for him to actually like install it. Um, but we'll see. It's possible that it could work. Um, so, but after Richie checks out the game and sees it in action, my goal for the rest of this stream, probably a couple hours because I'm just going to be working, is to simply be doing some game dev. I'm going to be working specifically on integrating GM Room Loader. And so that is the ability to load up rooms dynamically, like entire rooms with everything they've got into the game itself, which is pretty exciting. Uh, but it
All
also
right, I'm
comes with a
back.
lot of different problems and possibilities. So that's what I'll be working on after I'm done here with Richie. And yeah, so Richie, I just sent you the link on Discord for the game. It's in a zip file. So just download, extract it, and you should be able to just run it. And maybe
Okay.
share your screen.
Yeah,
That
we can do
way
that.
I can see you
Do
actually
I
play it.
do I trust this site? That's the question. Download.
I would hope so.
Download anyway. Arcana Harvest.
Arcane.
Arcane,
But
excuse
Arcane
me.
also works too.
They both sound cool, and that's all that matters.
Let's see.
Yeah, let me. Okay, see. You know what? We'll do this way here. Let me. Every time I close out of this, it puts me in a separate thing.
January
Okay.
9th, 2025 was the first time I uploaded a part of a project that would become this game. So that means I was working on it before January. So about a little over a year and a half. Yeah.
Share window or entire screen. We can do entire screen. That's totally fine.
Think so.
Yeah, I don't mind. I don't have anything on it. Let's see. So this is the Arcane Harvest. If I scroll down, what am I looking at?
Oh,
Is
are
it this right
you're on a
here?
Mac, aren't you?
I am.
Oh.
What if
Oh.
I do that? What if I click on the GM Live link? That's right here. Does that will that take me
Don't
somewhere?
wait, what? No, don't click on that. That's not going to do you any good. Let me build you a package for Mac. I have no idea how that'll work on a Mac. It's one of those things where it will eventually come out to Xbox, Switch, PC, and
Sure.
like on Steam. But
Well,
I'm
and all else fails, what I could do too is I can get rid of this image right here, and I'll just have to move. Like, I
uh,
mean, I'll just have to play it, be looking back and forth, and you can just kind of run me through stuff. So I
yeah,
could also do that
that's
for
what
you.
you'll have to do. I can't build on a Mac if I don't have a Mac. Like I have my
Sure.
MacBook, but it would take me 30 minutes just to even get to a spot where I could try. So
Perfect. Yeah. I'll stop sharing my screen there, and I'll jump over
okay.
to it at the same time.
Does that have external speakers by any chance?
No.
Oh man. All right, I'll try to replicate what you're doing because there's a lot of sounds and a lot of music that I put into this game now that really go a long ways.
Sure. I mean, I can listen to it on my headset, but it
You
just
you
won't be
need to
live.
listen to it for sure. 100%.
Let's see. Let's see. Where did I? You just sent it to me.
So it's in that zip, you unzip it and it should in
Oh, there you
theory.
go. Yeah. Visit link. Download.
GM Live is in there. That's weird. It should not be in there. You should just click. It should be called My First Video Game.exe. Just click on that
Okay.
after you unzip it. So we'll see how that goes.
Can I just double click on it? Is that what?
That yeah. Are you talking about for playing it or unzipping it?
Unzipping it.
Nah, normally that lets you view it, but then you have like an option up in the top where you have to like extract files or extract all or extract here or something.
Yeah, extract all. I see it.
Yep. Then you can actually just double click on the exe, the game file.
See which one am I doing here? The my first video game
Yep,
application.
that's it. Well, it should be an exe, but there you go. And it crashes immediately.
Yep.
Nice. Yep. So like I said, I have no idea if that was going to work. We could try to debug it, but it's probably not worthwhile. So,
I hear the music though.
well, that's good. What is the? Yeah, it's not worth trying to debug. I'm not to the point where I'm trying to build it for any other system besides mine. Like I'll get there. I couldn't tell you.
Sure.
There's 1,000 things that could be going wrong with it right now. So,
That's fine, yeah.
okay, so I'll bring it up on mine. We'll go back over here. Actually, no, we can be here.
Dude, can you send me a screenshot of your starting screen?
Yeah. So what's kind of cool is the music on the starting screen is actually my own commissioned music for this game. My
Nice.
brother-in-law Eric wrote it and played it for me, and recorded it for me. So it's like it's original music that I paid for this, and I like it quite a bit. I just sent you the image on there. So
I know.
yeah, you do. So like that music at least is completely my own. Everything else I've just found online, but I'm trying to find the right vibe and everything. So all right, here we go.
I like it. Dude, if you ever, I don't know how much you ever need, I got a bunch of different different keyboards with different sounds and pianos and stuff back there, and I can always record
I mean,
little
I'm
game stuff too.
gonna need a lot, so that's for sure. Okay, so home screen. You tell me where you want me to go. There's not a whole lot of options in the beginning. Right now, I've just got
Sure.
settings.
Yeah, settings look good. I like the drop shadow too. That does make it pop out a lot. That's good that you can mess with the volume. I like the volume. Can you actually is it increments by 5?
No, it's by 1.
Oh, it is by 1.
Well, it's by 1, but it's too small. Like I can't move my mouse small
like
enough
11.
to
Yeah,
do
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it's fine. I mean, even if it went by 5, just nobody's gonna care.
yeah.
Yeah, that looks really good. I like the background too. I like that every scene is moving the same direction.
Yeah.
Well.
This is a parallax effect, and so you just have,
Mhm.
you know what that is?
Yep.
Okay.
I do
Yeah.
indeed. We use it a lot for video and stuff like that. We'll zoom in. Well, let's pretend we were doing it at a house. We would zoom in on the house, and then you have the whole. That way, the background comes closer, and then it's like whooshing by.
Yeah.
And it's
For
like
for programming, it's just multiple images, and then they all have different transparency effects, and so you just set each one to move at a different speed to create that kind of illusion and effect.
Mm-hmm.
And so each one is just its own little layer, and you can have as many as you want. And like inside of the game itself, you can set them to based on the player's speed or coordinates, so like it parallaxes with the player moving, which is pretty cool too. So
I don't know what happens when you hit quit. I'm just kidding.
too late. It works, okay?
It works, and that's what matters. All right, yeah, let's get back into that start menu there once
Okay.
it loads back up.
Oh, my volume is just so loud, that's why. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, I love this. I love this look of it reminds me just of I mean, it reminds me of Halo, you know, you have like everybody presses A and then you can't figure out which controller is working and not working and
I know.
um
So that's the
that
goal. 4 players.
yeah. And that's oh, you can play with the controller.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It'll support controllers and mouse and
Oh,
keyboard.
interesting. I
This is
thought it
local
was.
co-op, not online. At least not right now. So,
Okay. But cool that you can use both and you just plug in your controller
yep.
to your computer and you can just use it from that. That's nice. Is it hard to configure both doing it if you want to use the PC versus you want to use the controller? Do you have to kind of remap a bunch of stuff or is it?
It is not hard to implement using both. It is hard to implement navigating both. Right? With a mouse, you just move it around and click, but how do I do that with a controller? Like, do I make each button like that's its focus and I go over an entire button? Do I add like a mouse that you control with the left stick? Like, That's the tricky part of figuring out how to control the interface with the different ones because they are so vastly different. But
Interesting.
implementing it itself, I'm using a library that takes care of a ton of that work. So I just say, this is the button to jump, and then on a keyboard, it's this. On a Xbox, it's this. On a PlayStation, it's this. And then it just does it. And so
Oh, okay.
that part's fairly simple once you understand it.
Yeah, still that's really cool. I like the little like in the background, the little stars you added back there. It's cool too. It's all the details that would matter to me. I love details. I love that too. Even just the do the little are those stars? Is that what those are supposed to be? in the
I
background?
think so.
But like but they go over the clouds. Is there a way to make them go behind the clouds?
Let's see. So, just like this, you've got I got 6 different backgrounds here.
Yeah. So your background 5. Let me see your background 4.
Like if I make these all invisible, background 4 is that.
Which one of your clouds?
Well, you got 3, 2, and 1 are all
Okay,
clouds.
so your background 5 needs to go below background 2. If that's
Okay,
possible.
and
to
it's not
just move
moving
it.
either. I just realized that. Oh, yeah. I set it as an offset, not as a speed.
Hmm.
Whoa, that's moving
That's fast.
That's
Yeah.
very fast.
That's around direct. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, I think I set this one up backwards because this one should be this one should be the one furthest away. That doesn't look right.
Should be first away. Oh, it doesn't necessarily need to move, but it does because of that position.
Yeah.
The stars were going over the clouds. There you go. Now they're going behind it. That looks much better.
Yeah, I think I put some of these backwards.
Like I said, details, right? It's like things you just. It's not until somebody else looks at it that goes, "How come?"
Yeah.
No, that looks great though. How did you make the clouds?
I didn't make any of them.
It?
Yeah, they're all on itch.io. Eventually, all of the art will be replaced in this game because I want full custom art for everything. But that's a long ways away and a lot of money away. So I'm trying to find things that are pretty and cohesive. So I spent a good chunk of time looking. I spent quite a bit of money on assets last week to actually get some pretty high quality stuff. And so
yeah,
these are just free. They're beautiful, but they're just free.
I'm
So
just
reload that then.
just trying something real quick because I can see the live stream. I want to see if that helps it so it doesn't. I'm just super overexposed on the live stream. I mean, I know I'm not in OBS, but on the live stream, it's like.
I'm guessing I am too.
My
face is the color of my main monitor here, so.
It's a little better. Let's just do that. Okay. Anyway, yeah, that looks good. I even like the boxes that you have a little bit of like brown etching like that's on it too, so it's not just like a plain brown box, and then you have some overlays on it. It looks really nice. you're like I'm just gonna turn it off.
It's just really loud in mine. Although I think I killed it for some reason. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. That looks really good. Looks a lot better now.
Okay. Oh wait, hold on. I made one change because I started implementing something new, and it's going to completely destroy the way that something looks. I have to bring this back and that back. Otherwise, it's going to look real wonky.
Okay.
Okay. There we go.
Now that little thing, was that a loading bar, or is that just loading up his health?
Down here?
No, the thing that popped up right below him.
That is there because I haven't taken it out, but that's part of a game mechanic that I have not yet introduced. So.
Gotcha. You're falling down a deep cave. Dust yourself off. You gotta find a way out.
Let's see. I think I can go full screen. There we go. Oh, nope. Yeah, there we go.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm guessing classic WASD.
The controls works. The controller is really nice too, but WASD works. You can go diagonal. You're not restricted. And controller movement, you can go all 360 degrees. Totally fine.
Did you make his hair orange because?
Oh yeah, and it's red, by the way.
You put some objects around. Use and grab.
This is missing an icon.
Oh yeah, use this.
Yep. The middle mouse button is currently what is the use button, so you can grab this.
Cool.
From all 4 directions.
Very nice, very nice. And then how do you jump like that?
Spacebar.
Spacebar? Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Gonna need some tools. You got this one. Check that to see what's in it. Oh, it's a little backpack.
Yep.
Nice. Did you make these characters in backpack, like these things?
No, you'll see the one sprite that I've drawn, and it's not pretty. You'll know immediately.
That's fair. It's like a really nice backpack. What's it doing here? It even has tools in it. A mystery for another day. Try breaking some of those spices. Nice. I like the text layout as it comes across, kind of like the old Pokemon games.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice font. I'm fairly happy with it.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I mean, if you don't know how to read, maybe, but other than that.
Yeah, that's fair.
I like the little sword, the rusty sword. I like the I like that when the little that the axe does as it's part of it.
I spent
it just makes it makes you look at it longer doing that.
Okay.
That's what I was talking a little bit last night. Yeah, I love that when you scroll over, it highlights up what you have selected. Most games don't, and sometimes I forget what number I'm on.
Yeah.
How do you go back and forth?
Q and E.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Q and E.
Can you hear those sound effects?
I can hear. If that's what you mean.
Yeah, so it's based on the position in the hotbar. So if you go left, it's lower, and if you go right, it gets higher.
Well, I can't hear music or sound effects through this.
Unbelievable. That is crazy. Thank you, PS Tech CR. Yeah. This is the kind of art style I'm going for. It's not going to be the finished one because it's all from this is all Maniseed art. It's really pretty, but it's not quite what I'm going for. But yes, I love this art style. Man, you can't hear this?
No, I thought you were just saying there wasn't a way to do it, so you were just
No. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, I know. I can't hear the music.
I can't get out of full screen. Hold on. I have to quit the game. You got to be able to hear it. If you can't hear it, I spent so long on music and audio and sound effects. Legitimately long amount of time.
I think PST would love to hear it too.
Well, I'm sure my stream can hear it. I am putting out the audio from the game itself.
I see. Hold on. Why me? Oh, I see.
If you put the stream on, you're gonna hear me.
I know.
That sounds terrible.
PS Tech here, you can hear it and everything. You can hear the beautiful stuff that he's talking about.
I would hope so. I'm trying to think.
As long as they can, as long as they can hear it, then that's good too. But can't you just
Ooh, okay. I have an idea. Hold on.
Just your desktop audio. You should be able to put in your OBS, right?
Yeah, well, it is. It's already there.
Oh.
But yeah, if I make my thing. Okay, so let's try this. I'm gonna send out.
This does not stay on this screen very long because it's like, oh, put you to sleep.
You gotta go into your power settings. Okay. You can, in Video Ninja, you can actually see the other person. I don't know if I can rename them or something, but it's just like a blank screen. Can you see that at all?
Oh, sorry, 1 second. Let me switch over.
It's
from
my
here.
screen share. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, I gotta just minimize this. Okay, where am I going here?
So in Video Ninja, can you see my screen share? Like it's blank right now. I'm not actually sharing a screen, but can you see it? Like the box for it?
Maybe is that what this is? Is that what the mute and scene highlight add scene one? Is that what that is?
Eh, I don't know. It might be. I'm trying to think how to get this to you.
Well, I mean, I'll
Here,
spell it like a.
why don't you? I'm gonna you tell me. I'm gonna stop talking and I will play the game. You just tell me what to do. But that way you can put up the live stream and at least like hear some of it, and then we can talk
Oh,
about
sure.
it later.
Yeah.
Because I can't think of any way to get you this audio in like a clean way. Unless you can export audio from OBS somehow.
I heard the music and sound effects of the items down below. They sound nice and notice that the pitch is going up and down according to the space.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, okay, good. So at least one of us can hear it.
Okay, let's just do that. I'll just shut up and you can listen and tell me where to go.
Oh, sure. So let me throw that up. Well, here, you know what? Can you still hear me?
Mhm.
Let me. This will be weird, but let me listen to it off of this computer over here next to me.
Okay.
Because then I can actually hear. Okay, I'll be able to hear the detail better. Oh, that is the wrong button. That is the wrong keyboard.
Oh. Every time I click, I play a sound effect, apparently. In the settings menu. I'll have to work on that. Okay. Sounds good. Alright, can you hear the stream?
Yes.
Okay, then I can still talk. Alright, you can hear the music?
Yes, I can hear the music now.
Okay.
I know it'll be a little bit off from.
Yeah, it'll probably be like 10 seconds delayed, so.
Yeah.
Alright, then let's go back. I've got sound effects for pretty much every single click, every single thing you do.
Ten-second delayed, more like 30-second delayed.
That's fair.
Right now, you're talking about every click and everything that you can do.
There's actually walking sound effects too. They're just very quiet so they don't get overwhelming. But there's jumping and landing sound effects and everything. And the sound effects when you pick up items is really good too.
Oh, you know what? I was like, I can't tell what thing that goes to, but now I can just look over.
Yeah.
I love that. The sound it makes for the text. That's a really good ad. Oh, and I like the ping when that when you pick up item.
So you can hear the menu moving now. It's kind of fun. Same thing happens on when you're mining. So like each time you hit it, it goes up in pitch just a little bit. That way you know you're about to be done. And I currently don't have any way to do it, but like if you had a bomb or you had an explosion of some sort and you blew everything up, every drop sound effect would also scale with how many there are. So like you could tell just by listening how many, like how much loot you got from something, which would be kind of fun.
So for a second there, I was hearing you there and here, and I can handle both. Yeah. I'm gonna mute you every now and then over there until I see that it's gonna go to the audio. I like that though, like when you're hiding behind it, yeah, and it changes it like that, so you're not seeing yourself, so you know that you're behind it. It's a good idea.
So
Oh, cool.
I'm not gonna touch this. This is the thing I'm gonna be working on. That'll just break the game.
Okay.
This one.
Is that working on? Ooh. Pretty colors. I want to hear what it sounds like. Let me go through it.
There is a nice transition effect.
The whoosh, whoosh, and then the music change. Well done. You're getting now. It's feeling like a little bit of Mario vibes too when it goes in between the different scenes.
I don't have an eating sound effect quite yet.
So do you need to continue eating, otherwise you'll die?
No, it's not a survival game. You won't die. You can eventually like run out of stamina, so you'll lose the ability to do most actions that are meaningful. But it's not
Gotcha.
gonna punish you in that sense. I suppose maybe I could put on like a survival mode, which would be interesting.
Here.
But
I can do it for you.
oh, there you go. Record that. Okay, ready? This is where it gets intense. There's my artwork.
That's good, dude.
This is my artwork.
Ah, that artwork
That's mine.
is and that's a
Shield.
yes.
Yeah, of
Shield.
course.
That's right. That's what I thought it was. Now, does it tell you how to parry? I
Yeah.
didn't see a button.
No, I'm sorry, I went through that really fast because I'm used to it. Parry is right. So like on the controller, it's right mouse. So
Okay.
I had to
figured
draw.
it was right mouse.
Yeah.
But
Oops. There I go.
I see what you mean by the health bar comes up every time. Yeah.
So parrying is this, and you can parry in 8 different directions because you can move 8 different directions. Eventually, I want to have sprites for all 8 directions. So I had to draw the shield myself so that when you block an enemy, you can parry them, but you have to block them correctly from the right, angle. Because if you're being attacked from the bottom and you parry in the top, it's not going to do anything. So, if you're parrying bottom right and someone's attacking you from that direction, then it works,
And then, do you have to recreate the shield? Is that why it gets a little bit more complicated to like do designs on it? Or,
Well,
or is it just one like picture that you created?
Oh, it's a
and then
unique picture every single time.
Okay.
Yeah, you
Yeah, so
can't
it's not-
just use it again. The only time you can do that is when you're going right to left if it's symmetrical. So like walking right versus walking left, that's the same sprite, just mirrored.
You flip it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it. Everything else has to be completely unique because there's no other way to do it. Like it's a different perspective when you're doing that.
Okay, yeah,
So-
I could see where that would be definitely more difficult.
Yeah, it's a lot more.
It's cool though. I love the swings though. The swing of the sword and the slash that goes with it. It makes it so much more fun, honestly.
Yeah, and it sounds pretty good. Eventually there'll be full combos in here. Not yet, because the artwork kind of isn't there. Like I added a combo, but it's really hard to look and feel like you're doing a combo when it's the same attack and like animation every time. So I did a reverse on it, which is okay. It's not great, but it's good enough for now.
Oh, that's good.
But yeah, you can
I think it
eventually
happens-
dodge and parry through enemies as well, so
Cool.
okay.
You gonna make your character roll?
Yeah, that's what it would look like. Right now, it doesn't quite look like that.
No, right now it just skips the frame.
Pretty much, yeah. It's
I
awkward.
mean, honestly, I think you would just need it to like just squat, just crunch down, and then that's it, and it would look like a roll.
It'd look pretty close, I think. So here's the first little Easter egg you can find. Is some hidden fruit up here, or veggies.
And you just pick them with left click.
Middle mouse, but pretty close.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So middle mouse is your action button.
Your interact button, yeah.
Okay, because I guess your action button would be your left click when you're axing and doing that kind of stuff.
Exactly. And then you can actually walk around with some items and stuff.
Over top of your head. Nice. That's funny. Can you like plant them or something?
Eventually, yeah. There'll be seeds, and it's a full farming sim, so you'll have, hundreds of options to plant and everything, so.
And when does it, like, are there days in the game where it's like, oh, it's been 2 days, so now you can, it's quote unquote, it's grown now?
Yep. There'll be a day-night cycle. There'll be a weather cycle. So, like, if you plant things, you have to water them. But if it's raining, then you don't. Things like that. Right now, this is the tutorial. You're inside of a cave, so time doesn't really matter. But there will be a full day cycle. Yep.
And as far as your expansion of the game, before you gave it to potential, I can't remember what the word is, but who's going to give you money?
Backers.
Publishers, yeah. So you're kind of making a complete tutorial of the game, and then that'll be your pitch to them, so then they can help you develop it to a further scale.
Essentially, the goal is, in game terms, it's called a vertical slice, when you have most of your mechanics in a quick playable section, and so they can see how it works, and then from there they can decide if they want to back it, and the goal is to get funding and then be able to actually hire artists and to actually make art, because I don't want to make art.
Are you gonna, depending if you're like outside, or is any of this game outside?
Yeah, most of it will be.
Will you have a little shadow?
You can do dynamic lighting with shadows. Yes, I have not thought about that, but you totally can based on like the time of the day and where the sun is at. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that's I'm sure that might. Yeah, it's pretty complicated. Oh, you have a little shadow when you
There's
jump.
There's a jump shadow, yeah, so you know where you're landing and stuff right now.
I like that. Okay. Yeah, so you thought about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I don't have a sound effect for that yet. But you can't get through here.
Okay. Is that like the end of it for now?
Pretty close.
What was that? A rare spell with this, you might be able to finally get out of this cave. Spudula loves spell stuff, that's so cool. And try aiming at the fire. But, oh, is that thing up there? Whoa, that's pretty cool. Oh, did it do a Zelda?
No, but it should.
I should figure out a keyboard medley for that on the higher keys, and like a little just tune it does if it like opens it up, kind of like that.
Yeah.
Dude, I totally want to like. I'm gonna write that down. I totally want to like try different sound ideas and send them to you just to be like, see if you like it.
Do it. This is where it ends, though. This is as far as I've got. So the next big thing, the next thing I'm working on right now is getting multiplayer truly set up. Because right now, when you go into the game, like, this is a room, is how it's defined inside of my engine, and you can only be in one room at a time. Like
Yeah, so
only one room can be loaded. So that means that if it's multiplayer, everybody has to be in this
mhm.
room at the exact same time. But
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So if yeah, how do you all go in there at the same time? Yeah.
well, how do you? You know, I want to be able to explore. Like if if there was 3 people playing right now, what if they're not done with this room and exploring, but someone else wants to? You know?
Okay, so it's not like the old Ninja Turtles where it's like you can only walk so far and then you can't go anymore because your buddy's not coming with you.
Right.
You
It
want to be
is.
able to it split screens and you're now in a different you're in a different room resourcing and doing that kind of stuff.
Yep.
That's cool once you learn that spell. Oh, that's where the 1, 2, 3, 4 come in. That can I like that. That makes more sense to have the Q and E for your like
Oh,
your weapon type stuff and the 1, 2, 3, 4 for your different spells.
didn't realize that this reset when I entered. That's kind of funny. Yeah, I didn't draw the art for any of this, but I did design this layout, which I like. And you can imagine on a controller, I actually have a controller one for it. It's just I'm not using a controller, so it's not showing it. But on a controller, you'd see this instead.
Is that your D-pad?
Yeah. Actually, it doesn't even need to be the D-pad necessarily, but
Hmm.
you hold left trigger to get one set, and then you hold the right trigger to do the other set. So you can.
Oh, okay.
So like that's why I did that specifically. Like it makes sense when you're holding a controller visually, but
When
it
you're
also
holding
works
controller to get
nicely.
back and through your weapons, is it bumpers?
Yeah, just
Cool.
bumpers, as you would expect it to be. I think
Yeah,
that's quite
yeah.
normal. I
That's what
could
I
put
figured then. I figured right trigger would be, parry and your left trigger to
Yeah, I could do, numbers for the items down here, but it just, the spells are gonna be crucial to everything you do. Um, right now, they're only, showing their use like in combat, but they're gonna be for everything, and so eventually you'll be using spells to plant seeds and change the soil and harvest your crops and like set up teleporters and change the weather and build
Mm.
things. Like everything will revolve around the magic that you're using in this game, and so it needs to be easily accessible just as much as the items that you have.
That makes sense.
But yeah, that's what I've
Ooh.
got so far. So there's a lot of stuff going on there behind the scenes, like building it out.
Oh,
But
I can't even imagine all the stuff that goes into it in order to make it a possible structure. It looks great though. Like it looks fun. I like these style games. I was never super big into drop down 2D type of games. Um, but I can definitely see where in this one it would be really fun actually.
so controller movement is pretty nice. It works
Yeah.
well. This room, my goal eventually is like, depending on how many players you have, you'll actually get a different set of rooms for the tutorial. So like
Okay.
this is the room you see when you're doing one player, but if you're doing two, it'd be a completely different set with like a specific puzzle for 2 players and like 2 enemies to fight off, stuff like that. So
Yeah. Is there gonna be like is there gonna be bosses as
oh
well?
yeah, tons of bosses. I don't have any good sort of visual to describe the game. Like the core layout or the core pillars of the game is what they're called. But
Uh-huh.
the 4 pillars are farming, which is what you'd expect, socializing, so you can have romantic relationships, but and get to know people, um, and that but socializing and also town building, so you'll be actually helping rebuild the town itself as you go.
Uh-huh.
Combat, so you have to explore and fight, and there'll be lots of optional hidden bosses and then some required, and then exploration. So you have to actually like explore the world and uncover things, because you start out really kind of small, and then as you explore you can choose to kind of go anywhere you want, and that opens it up, and like then you have a whole new section, and each of the pillars plays on themselves. So like in the beginning, you've only got access to a handful of NPCs that you help build up, you can get to know, but then you unlock the next section by beating a boss or growing a specific set of crops, and you offer it up, and it unlocks it through exploration. And then now you can grow crops in that new area that you could never grow anywhere else.
Hmm.
Like you can grow things on the top of mountains that you couldn't grow anywhere, or you can grow fire potatoes in the heart of a volcano. And so like you have to both explore, but you also have to keep farming, and during that exploration you're fighting, and then you're also rebuilding the town by the materials you find. The enemies you defeat give you specific construction materials, magic materials, spells, all this kind of stuff, and it all comes back together because you're building a town with whoever you're playing with, or if you're by yourself, then you're building your town with this, and the group of NPCs that you get to know.
That's cool. And then, all right, will there be a maps indicator too? Like you'll have something like you press start or whatever or select, and it'll show you like you've discovered this part of the map, but not these parts of the map, or like different layers of the map, or are you gonna kind of like do away with that?
There will be something, but I have not given it a thought of how much information to show. I don't know. That's a good question. Uh,
Mm.
because my mind immediately thinks like, well, do I show everywhere you could possibly be, and like then you have things to work towards, or is it just you have to actually purely explore and you might find something?
Yeah,
Because I don't
I
know.
think I kind of like the hmm, kind of like the purely explore because it just leaves so much to the mind, and you don't know, can I go further? Could I? When you have certain map boxes, you're like, okay, it limits it. I only can go this far. It's kind of like in Fallout. I mean, any of the Fallout games, 76 and 4, it's like you only can it's an open world obviously, and it's huge. But because there's that box, you know that okay, but I only can go to this border, and then I won't be able to go any further. Sometimes I wish that border just wasn't there, and I
Mm-hmm.
could just go until you like maybe you're getting too poisoned that it's just impossible, so you need to leave. I kind of rather that than a box. Um, so maybe the endless map, infinity map kind of is a fun idea because then it's like, you'll hit a wall eventually and you're like, okay, I can't go that way. You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And now are you hoping, how far do you want this to be developed? Do you have a timeline for when the developer process or when the slicers are going to come into play?
uh, the vertical slice, I'm hoping to be done by the end of summer to be able to actually start doing some pitches, and it kind of depends on how it goes. My goal is to actually get a decent, like I'm going to be asking for a decent amount of money to go full time into this and be able to bring on a little bit of a team. Um, and so I don't know how that is going to play out. I expect
Yeah.
that this will take a couple years, and so realistically, probably going to be asking for like $500,000. Um,
Yeah. And then
if
10,000 of that goes into the game.
if I mean, if we can find a publisher who wants to do that, then that I mean that's one avenue. Don't know how that'll look. If that doesn't work, then I'll probably build it out more and probably for longer, and maybe go the Kickstarter route. I don't know. I'm not sure what the actual path of this is going to look like yet. So,
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, I'll be thinking of well yeah, I mean if you need any help in any of the areas, let me know. I mean, as far as the music stuff goes, I mean that it sounds fun to me to just like especially when it comes to like just little things like you defeat a boss, does it make a cool little, 3-second song? When you open a portal, does it do a 3-second song? Where it's just like just the rewards of like when you do it, you hear this, which means you know that you've beaten it. Um
mhm.
and so, I know that that was iconic for Legend of Zelda was those kind of things
That
that just
little
made that was
chime. Yep.
just yep, just little teeny things like that that people remember more than the actual game itself sometimes. But yeah, maybe I'll play around with some of those kind of stuff.
Go
If you ever
for it.
find anything on Envato Elements too, then I can send you that as well since we have a subscription to that. So bunch of music and sound effects and everything on that too. So let me know. I can send you text files if needed. But yeah, I'll mess around with it. That sounds
Okay.
really fun. But I love what you're doing. I think it's gonna be fun. That's cool, man. You're the first friend that I've had that actually made something of like a game
Mhm.
like that to that caliber. You know, I know people who are like, I do some game development, and you see some of their stuff, and it's like, yeah, you know. And so, but this is definitely the first time I'm like, wow, this is like, you got far into this already, and so um, it's gonna be cool. That's
Yeah.
really fun to see how it comes together, especially if you want it done in 2 months or a month and a half.
Just enough to show the rest of the game. Uh, a lot of it is going to be menus. Like, I can build out the mechanics fairly easily, but to be able to show how something works or be able to change things, you have to have a good menu, and it's just
Hmm.
boring, but
Will you be
necessary.
able to eventually collect clothing and armor, and then that will get attached to your person if you want to attach it to them?
Yeah. I was just laying some of that out Monday. So it's gonna have a balance between like a full RPG with like all the items you can have and like an an adventure game with like almost nothing. So you'll be able to have a weapon, you'll be able to have a helmet, a chest piece, legs,
Mm,
maybe shoes, probably, and then like one accessory, so like, a ring or a pendant. And
mm,
all of those will be you can craft them yourself, you can find them. The goal is that the more you dive into any of the core pillars of the game, the cooler stuff you'll be able to do. So,
mm,
like when you defeated the orc, you got orc bones, which you can then use to like make orc, like grind them down into powder. So you could put that powder into soil, which then makes the
mm,
seeds that you grow in it unique. You could use the orc bones for crafting and you could make a weapon out of that. You can give it as a gift if someone's really weird and likes them. Or you could use them as like a construction tool, so like make a house out of like, something like that. So like when you dive into combat, that's the easiest one for me to think about. When you dive into it and you go into those optional bosses and you go into the harder areas, you get lots of really cool things that allow you to make stuff that you can't otherwise. And you can
yeah.
make weapons, armor, buildings, or you can make like your own custom spells, or you can enchant the crops and the trees in your farm and like do interesting stuff like that. So
Mm.
it
And
all
please, for the
will
love
play
of
together.
everything, make it better than if any of you guys who are watching have ever played RuneScape Dragon Wilds. Like, it's a really
Mhm.
fun game, but the problem is, let's say, like, you enter your very first cave, you find a chest. It has some rocks in it, some, like, a stone piece, some meat, and, like, a pickaxe or something. And you're like, sweet. Well, sometimes then you go into, like, the level fives, and you know you're still at level one. You're like, I'm gonna do it anyway. And you're like, through blood, sweat, and tears, you beat some of the cave guys. You go in there and you open a chest, and it's like the exact same items in there too. And we're just like, why wouldn't the reward be greater based upon like where you are? And that's one of our biggest pet peeves when we're going through that game because it's like it's not even worth going to all this crazy stuff to get these chests because there's nothing in it, and so
Hmm.
I think that's kind of a big flaw in their game design. But that would be something that I mean Valheim did really good with that. They always were pretty good about that kind of stuff. But some games just are rough. So I could definitely see that the further you progress and the different bosses you defeat and the different things you do, you get greater and greater rewards to make the game more fun.
Yeah.
Um, do you have any for the viewers any sneak peeks of any like bigger bosses that might appear in the game?
Not at all. Nope.
Okay.
Uh,
You haven't even thought about it. You haven't even.
no, not at all. Like I know the story of the game and the the big final boss is a crucial part of the entire story, but
Mhm.
like my I am trying to focus in on what makes the game playable here, not all the stuff outside of there, which is like
Yeah.
those extra bosses, those other cool things you can do. Like, I don't need to be able to equip weapons and armor to be able to make my game playable here. And so
Sure.
I'm thinking about it, but I have nothing else to show in that regard.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, and I'm sure the coding for that is kind of wild, I would assume anyway. But yeah, that's crazy. I don't even know how that works with the coding as far as like you're like, this is my person, and then how do you make it in code to match that up?
Yeah, when you don't know, you it seems mystical and magical, but it's never as hard as it actually seems. But
Yeah, it's like that with video editing. People are like, Richard, you're a wizard. Like, how did you do that? And I'm like, I'll click some buttons. You know, like it's not. I mean, it's more complicated than that. But to me, it's not super difficult. But to the outside, they're like, I don't even understand. Even some certain video editors are like, I don't understand how you do that. And it's like, you know, it's magical. It's
yeah.
magical in our fields. But that's cool, man. Well, thank you for showing me that. I'm excited to play around with some of that. I'm excited to play the demos once it's available on not just your PC.
That's fair. I'm curious to see what happened on yours. I have no
Mm,
clue because like I said, I played it on my laptop, which actually is a Mac, so like I do some dev back and forth between them, and I haven't had any
yeah.
issues there. But I have
Oh
not
yeah.
tried to give it anywhere else. So
Yeah. Well, it's weird that it wouldn't even let me even on the PC. You know, it's
it
funny. It loads it just for a second,
so
and
right
then
there, that's an error message. If you told me what it was, I could probably fix it.
oh yeah. I mean, I can tell you it's pretty easy. It says error in action number one. Um, of a sent event HTTP for object OBG or excuse me, OBJ game manager trying to close text file that has not been opened. Um,
Oh,
at GML script get file data at GML
oh,
object
okay, okay.
OBJ game
So hold
manager.
on. So that that's actually really good to know because that's my um just my saving and loading data because I'm actually pulling all
Mm.
of it from Google Sheets. And so like it pulls it all from I don't know if I should be showing my Google Sheet data, but it pulls it all from there, but clearly I didn't do it correctly because I have them already saved on my computer, so it works, but it doesn't work when you don't have them. Is that computer is connected to the internet?
Yeah.
So let me see. So what's happening is I am right in here. I'm opening a file. I'm writing. I'm closing. I'm opening. I'm closing. Which line number does it say it's on?
Uh, in action number one.
No, no, keep going. It's action number
Oh.
one.
Um. Oh, I see. It is on line -1.
Yeah, pre-create data. Okay. All right. That's good to know. I'll actually delete all of my locally saved files and run it again because then I'll probably get the exact same error because that's kind of a big deal.
Oh yeah. That's why we that's why you do it, right? That's why you send it to other people and see. I mean, everybody has to eventually, right? You gotta put it on different stuff, send it even to yourself to something else and see if it works and why it's not. And like, I mean, that's just part of the process. But
Yeah,
um
it's kind of a important thing.
mm, yeah, let me know if it's a I don't know if that's a quick fix or if that's a deep back end fix.
No, it's pretty darn quick. Like,
Yeah, wonder if you could do it and then send it back over.
I probably can as soon as I find it.
Let me know if you need
Here we
anything else
go.
from me.
Gonna get rid of all of that. And then if I run the game now, I should actually get the exact same error. because I've had all of this stuff saved for the longest time. Yeah, there we
Yeah,
go.
there you
Look at
go.
that. Line
Same one.
235.
Yeah, so you just get you get a little bit different error as far as the line goes.
Yeah,
Mine's
you should
mine.
never see that, so. Oh. Yeah, that makes sense. There's no file. So I opened a file, but there's no file, so it returned me the information that there's no file, and then I said, okay, close that file, but there's no file, so it crashes because there's no file. So,
So
like,
if you just get rid of that.
well, if I get rid of it, that will work fine. I don't need to close the file if there's no file.
Yeah.
But if I definitely want to load the data, then I want to actually close. There we go. That's one of those things where I was building out this system yesterday so that I could actually work offline or like have, a fallback system.
You just send that back over and see if it runs.
Yep, I'm just looking at the errors I got down here. It says it failed to open, but think that's fine.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's failed to open at this point. You just plow past everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a debug system if you know how to use it, so you can activate it to fly around and warp between rooms. And you can die, which is fun. Don't do that, though. That'll break it. Okay. That should work, because it actually worked on mine. So I'll build it back out. Delete the old one. And send that back to you. In theory, that should work. I have not bundled these. Like, when I actually ship the game or, like, send it in a way that is meaningful, it'll come with, like, the basic data built in. That way it has a fallback. Right now, it doesn't have one. So if you try to play it without having an internet connection, it won't work. That's something I'll build later, but it's just like, it's not something I need right now, so I haven't done it.
And is this going to be when you for multiplayer? Is it always going to be just local based, or are you going to make it an online?
Currently,
Eventually.
it is. I only am thinking local, but that is primarily because I don't know how to do networking. So it's one of those things where, to me, that seems mystical and really hard. And so right now I'm like, no. But
especially when you add different platforms, or one person's on the PC, one's on the controller, but they're different places. I'm like,
and that only complicates things in my mind. So like, right now, yes, it is just local multiplayer, but it doesn't have to stay that way. And I don't know how hard it would actually be to set up online. But I know Steam has like a play local multiplayer games remotely together. So like I might just lean into that. I don't know.
hey, does this Game Boy look real over here?
Yeah, it does. I was looking at it for quite a while and I was like, why do you have a Game Boy? It's like, oh, it's your Lego set.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, I'm like, I ain't opening that.
Yeah. Okay.
And then you know what I can do too? I can go into my camera settings here.
Oh, lovely.
Because I won't matter as much as the game will.
I can go.
Oh, just kidding. I went to the wrong thing.
I'll go back over here and reconnect.
Download that. Let's go back. Pump that like this. And I'm going to put the focus. So
I'll put myself as a small little viewer inside of your stream.
there you go. just gonna focus on the game there. Let me know. That might still be pretty. It's still pretty dark, isn't it? Oh, I guess I'm going the wrong way.
Okay, that's assuming this even works.
That's true. That's true. One thing at a time.
So PS Tech, yeah, he's gonna play it on his desktop. It should brighten up in a second once he actually loads the game. So the concept of the game is it's kind of like it's still too dark, Richie.
Yeah, I know. I was just more rejoicing to the fact that it
Oh, okay.
didn't,
So
didn't go somewhere else.
you can imagine it's basically Stardew Valley mixed with whatever kind of action game you want. So like something like Crosscode is one that I'm heavily basing it on. Is I love that game, but you could do like Hyper Light Drifter. Um, you could any kind of more intense action game you could probably do in that vein. So it's going to be a farming sim. It's an adventure farming game in a fantasy world. And so leaning heavily into the magic side of it. What makes it fun and interesting to use magic, to craft magic, but also to build your own city, get to know the town that you're in, and explore a fantasy world while also being able to actually like do big battles, make your own armor, grow your own crops and trees, but expand it even more. Where like almost, I don't know of any because I've played only a handful, but like every single farming game I've ever played is just farming on your farm, and then like you go off and you do things elsewhere. So one of the core mechanics is like, no, crops and trees grow everywhere. So in this fantasy world, in this game, if you want to grow something interesting, you might have to go to the top of a mountain and like plant things there, or go into a volcano, and that's where you have this. That's where you grow things, and you might have to use your magic to create lightning storms to grow certain types of crops that can only grow in like those kinds of things. And so you've got that whole thing where you can grow and farm and have adventure inside of this fantasy world and really embrace what that looks like. So that's kind of the goal and the concept. Um, I'm excited for it. I'm making the game that I want to be able to play with my family. Like that's the big thing is I want to play it with my kids and my wife, and I want the four of us to be able to all play and enjoy it together. And so like that's kind of the big thing I'm working on. Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, whatever mix you want to mix it with, Stardew is a big, heavy inspiration because we've spent a lot of time playing that. My wife loves that game. She's bought it like 8 different times at this point. Um, but yeah, Stardew mixed with some kind of fun action adventure game, uh, and living in a fantasy world. So yeah, thank you. I think it sounds really good. Now it's just up to me to be able to actually implement it. But hey, at least I can actually put out a build apparently. So that's exciting. Richie, can you hear me still?
Yeah, I
All right.
just threw here. Yeah,
But now you can actually hear the game.
yeah, it's much better that I can hear the game now. Hey, you gonna add a? Oh wait, never mind. Hold on a second. Yeah, you did add a shift run, dude.
Of course there's a shift run, and the sound actually speeds up with you too. So
is it really?
the only your running sound effects gets faster as you run. The only sound effect I'm missing from right there is a sliding sound effect from the box. Like I was like, I want to add a sound effect for when you're pushing the box around. It's like, oh, that's gonna take me a long time to find a good one. So I just gave up. Yeah. Tech, the prototype takes a long time, but also because I'm building the prototype correctly. So when my devlog launches, the video I made earlier, it'll launch later tonight once I get it up. Like I go into why this is taking so long, but like in short, the reason is I'm spending time building systems that I'm not even showing my screen, but I'm building systems for something like this, where I am creating the localization system immediately. Like, this is my dialogue in the game. I have it in English and I have it in Spanish so far. And I've created the system where you just flick a one verb, one variable, and you have English versus Spanish versus any language you want to throw in here. Now there's more to it eventually, but like this has already been done because I thought about it. I've already shifted all of my spells, all of my items to spreadsheets so that I can dynamically download, update, and create things from anywhere, but actually have them be a sustainable, scalable game. So like I could make it so that it works with just these 3 items in the prototype. But I don't want to do that because I want my game to be full and like ready to keep going when I have funding or if I'm going to be doing this on my own. So like yeah, I've got the prototype here, but it's like also like a true foundation of a game. It is not just the prototype. And so, yeah, it takes a lot longer. Like I spent a long time on that item box because I can add any item in the world to it and it works.
Question, I wonder, could you add just the smallest of drop shadows to the text?
Ooh. Pablo, that sounds amazing. When I'm ready, just send me an email, dude. I'm gonna keep being live on this, so I
Oh,
need I need
yes.
translators, and once I'm ready for actual translation on a large scale, hopefully there'll also be a budget for it. So that would be great for you and for me. Um, so yeah, that would be cool. Thank you for the offer, dude. Appreciate it. Richie, what'd you say?
Can you add just really small drop shadow to the text? I think that would help bring it out to make it a little bit easier to read.
Yeah, if you actually go to the main menu, go back to the, well, you don't have to go back to it, but if you went
That's
back
fine.
to the main menu, you would actually see a drop shadow on the text. I don't know. Yeah, but yes, I can pretty easily. And I realized that as well, but it looks terrible on that background with that font. It's so
Sure.
hard to see. Yeah,
How do you go back to the main menu from here? Or can you?
you have to quit. You
Oh,
might be able
okay.
to press end. I don't think it would work, but you could try pressing the end key on your keyboard. I think it would
Uh,
fail. Um,
for you probably see it.
yep, I can. That's really good to know. I've been making it based on my screen, and so it's really good to play it on others, and I just haven't gotten around to that yet. Um, Pablo, that's cool, dude. Which was this a recent purchase or like a long time ago? I'm very curious. Richie, how does the text itself, like the dialogue and the pop-ups, do they fit correctly? Like, is the text inside of the text box still?
Yeah, oh yeah, everything with the text box is fine. This is the first thing that's off, is just
Oh,
the bar down here. Yeah, everything else,
fascinating.
yeah, like
Okay.
that. Everything else is perfectly inside.
Huh. Okay. I that is interesting. Um I would expect it to just work since I'm scaling it based on the actual screen size, but your screen size must be weird. So, but I
No,
have to adjust for something like that and I clearly haven't yet. So,
that could be too. My
I'll get
screen
there.
size might just be.
Yeah, Pablo, that sounds great. I will take you up on that. You stick around for when I'm ready for it and like I am happy to accept your offer because that sounds awesome to me. The Spanish translation right now is currently Google Translate, which I'm sure is awful. I just put it in there as a proof of concept. So
It's not terrible.
I'll take someone who actually knows what they're doing. Oh yeah, I wanted to see how you did this, Richie. How your platforming skills worked because my wife tried this and it took her ages. My kids got it like immediately, but she spent like 5 minutes. It was pretty funny.
Oh, the diagonal is what was killing me there.
That's
I
fair.
don't like that it's, I don't know why, but it's like cutting off.
Oh, it's not cutting off. Uh, you can leave that because I removed the boundary because I was going to start adding in the room loading code. That's just what, yeah. Normally you cannot do that.
Okay, 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 okay.
Okay, I was gonna say, Pablo, I haven't updated things in quite a while. Um, so they're still good, and most, like, all of the game dev information is there, and most of the tech, like the language is still correct, but it is certainly old. Um, I let me look around. I actually have, I think, a few copies of books around still. I don't even know if I'm selling them at this point because it is like 6 years old. And although it's still good information, especially with a lot of the other people I got to write, like little blurbs in it, um, I'll see if I can find you one and just like charge you shipping for it. That way, I can send it to you like for free. So I'll see what I can do when I'm done here. So yeah, I think I have a few copies around. Yeah, I actually have used the book teaching my game dev classes before. I think it's a good solid start, and I think it's good. It's just outdated, unfortunately, and updating it is it's a lot of work. So Richie, the next room I'm gonna add will have like a full on combat with several orcs, but also the first NPC, and that's where I get to start working on like dialogue, and you'll get to be able to say things. And I have character portraits already, like either purchased or downloaded, and so I'll be able to start testing some of that. It's a very small platform. I think it was a little too small.
Um, yeah, I think because you haven't added them in there yet, but just to not forget, like I didn't know parry or to pick up items is the middle button. I mean, you told me it was that
Yes,
button, but um,
that is a system I'm currently actively working on, but it's also one
oh,
of
okay.
those things that's like, it's probably not necessary. So, yeah.
Let me get up. Oh, no, just kidding. Maybe I can get it from there right there. Anyway. I'm sure there's a way. Does not like that.
And I'm watching you play. I'm trying not to say anything because what you're doing is what everyone else is going to do. So I just want to see.
Yeah, no, that's what you need to do. Is there anything else up here?
No, not right now.
Okay. Are you eventually gonna be able to like pick these or whatever these are? This is just
Right now it's purely decoration, but eventually there'll be tons of things to forage and find. Yeah.
oh, I see. So that's not even
Yeah,
the
you can see
scrolls
that, huh?
the scroll's not even available yet. Nice.
There is controller support. He's just playing on a mouse and keyboard. Controller support works almost fully. I just haven't added it into the being able to start the game yet. But once you're in and playing, controller support's there and working. I've been working a lot on the controller iconography. So like when it displays an icon of like what button to press, it'll show something on a keyboard versus Xbox versus PlayStation versus Switch. I've got that all built in. It's just going to take a few hours of adding sprites and setting them to be able to do it.
Did I run out?
Yeah. Do you see where your bar is?
Oh, right here.
Nah, that's your health bar. You didn't see your mana bar.
I didn't.
There's one more secret to be
Oh,
found.
I see it.
Oh yeah, there you go. The fire potatoes do actually give you mana. So
Is this doesn't go anywhere yet, right?
no, that'll be the next room. There's one more. There's not a full secret yet. I haven't put it in yet. But if you go back to where the magic scroll was, I liked this part. You can go behind those things. So
Oh.
eventually, I'll have some hidden items behind things like this. Um, I love being able to go in and explore things like this. And so that's
Especially
a
when it feels like it's on accident, but you literally done it on purpose.
yeah. Yeah, it'll be cool once there's some secrets in there.
Oh, and here, I mean, this would be a good test.
Oh, run it again.
My,
Oh no, you're gonna have your wife play it?
no,
Oh,
negative.
I was
Just
worried.
trying to figure out where this stuff is.
Oh, you grabbing a controller?
Yeah.
Okay. The iconography is not set up yet, but you should be able to fully play with a controller. Like I said, I'm still deciding on how you navigate because some games they just put in like a little reticle or a mouse that you move your left stick around with, and I've always found that really lazy. Um, but I can see why it would matter. So right now you still have to use your mouse to click start. But if your computer picks up the controller, then it should work.
Yeah, no, I just
There's my dogs.
where's the shadow thing?
The what?
You said the shadow text? Is that, or you just meant it's like
No, no,
on the
no. Go
layers?
into the go back and go click start and look at the bottom text. And like I think most of that text on there has it actually. Like the black outline. So now press you can do the split screen if you want or press escape on the keyboard to go just solo on the controller. I think it's escape. Uh there's a
Oh,
back button.
sorry.
Oh, did you
I only
unplugged your
have
keyboard?
yeah.
Okay.
That's
That'll
what
do
I'm
it.
trying to figure out. What do I not care about? I don't care about the sound. That's
You
what I
don't
care about.
need to be like the split screen I think works completely. Um this very well might crash as soon as you get to the orc though, just FYI.
And
Like I
then
said,
would I
press
hit
start
enter?
on the no, you should be able to press start on the
Oh
controller.
yeah.
Yeah. This is the single player introductory for 2, 3, and 4. I'm planning on having a completely different set of rooms with those number of players specific puzzles. So
How do you run with the controller?
right now you don't. I was just playing that earlier when we were talking. I was like, oh, I don't have a way to run with the controller right now. I completely forgot about that. I've been doing all my testing with keyboard and mouse this summer. I implemented controller support months ago.
You know, it's interesting. Just because it's different, like I can hold Y and then let go of Y.
It's the same thing on the mouse and
It
keyboard.
is. Oh, okay. I
You just
just
didn't do
didn't.
it. Yeah, I haven't decided if I like that or not. I think I do, but I'm not sure either. You'll have to send me the resolution of your monitor after this. Actually, on your keyboard, press F2. It might break it, but try pressing F2 on your keyboard.
I will in just a second. I was just trying to figure out like. So you have it as the right trigger is the
Yeah, the right trigger is your item.
okay. F2. It doesn't matter if it breaks it.
Okay, top right corner has all the specs. Um, what? Top right, that's left. So
Display is 1920 by 1080. Window is 1440 by 810.
oh, that's probably why. That's a very weird window size.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Press F12. I don't know why my full screen code doesn't always run. Okay, press F2 to get rid of all the cheating debugging stuff. There you go. Okay. Yeah, so you have a very stretched out screen. I got to figure out how to deal with that. So
I think that could just be I just did the wrong thing, or
No, you
whatever.
didn't do
So,
anything wrong. My game needs to work on whatever screen it's on. So I imagine this is a lot easier on controller though.
oh, easy, yeah. Let's be
Yeah,
straight on controller.
yeah, much easier. I disabled the Windows controls for full screening, so F12 is the game maker code to go full screen, but for some reason it like triggers twice. I wonder. I'm talking to Pablo. I wonder if I.
Here we go. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I don't know why it does that. That's weird. Did the screen stop shaking? That's weird. It should be left trigger to block.
Okay.
No, no, I think it's right stick. You just move the right stick any direction. Oh, unless it froze.
It probably did. Well,
Yeah,
the lava's still going, but
it is a nice lava effect, right?
yeah, but everything else looks like it froze, like you said it would.
Yeah, like I said, I have been doing all mouse and keyboard. Um, haven't gotten around to doing full controller support yet. Like it clearly supports it for the most
Yeah.
part. So I just have to get around to it.
That's great. I mean, it works. It works great.
Good.
That's a fun. Yeah.
Glad to hear it.
That's a fun build. For that, it gives me a better idea too of your style of music you're going for.
Yeah, I've been trying really hard to find fairly consistent music. I don't want pure farming vibes, but I also don't want like pure fantasy.
Sure.
There's a lot of really great fantasy music out there, but it's like epic and like really fantasy. It's like no, that's not quite what I'm aiming for. So
Yeah. That makes sense. That's it is that it's a hard balance, but
you whoa. Let's see.
that's
Now
fine. It's not,
I'm just
it's not a
moving
big deal.
everything around now.
It's not a big deal. I think you're about to go into the crazy mode anyway, where I just sit here and I'm dumbfounded anyway. So
I was gonna say I don't know if you're gonna stick around for that.
yeah, probably not. You'll probably go into work mode, and that's fine. Thanks for showing me. Thanks for showing me. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, thank you for wanting to see. That was fun. It's good for me to talk about it. It's good for me to show it off, and then I can keep working on it. So, like,
Well,
I just saw several things I need to work on now. So,
that's the beta testing part. You show your friends, and they'll be honest with you. And so I'm excited. I'll show that to Marissa, and I'll show that to my brother-in-law. He'll really like that. My brother-in-law will love that. I should get some video reactions of his thoughts on it, because because he does a little bit of. He's been working on his own game, very very slightly, but it's very very flat. But he'll know a lot more what I just went through there. So
okay, well, I guess let me know. It's in a very rough state at the moment. But
no,
okay.
man, it looks great, dude. I'm impressed, man. That looks awesome. I'm stoked for that. That's gonna be really cool. I'm excited to play. I'm excited when you build more upon it.
Yeah, me too.
And the cool thing is, I'll forget what that intro is even like by the time it comes out. So.
Yeah, I'm still debating on how I want to do the beginning sequence, because how you start a game matters. And is this more of an adventure game, or is it more of a farming game? And right now it's definitely more of an adventure game. And so got to find a good balance.
Which I like, but that's my personal preference.
It's mine too, but a farming game will sell significantly better than an adventure game. So I have to trick the people who are interested in farming games to play it to get into the adventure mode, and I have to sell it well enough to the adventure people that it's not just a farming game. So
yeah,
got to find a good balance. But right now, this vertical slice is purely about all the mechanics that I want to have in the game, showing off as fast as possible in a way that works. And I feel like it's there. So
yeah, Oh, definitely. Well, let me know. Let me know if I don't know any from the video side or music side or whatever. If there's anything you need from me to help you in that process, you just let me know.
Yeah, I
I'll
will.
make it happen. Put all my money into it.
Well, if you want to try making some music, go for it. The first like that home theme I've got is from Eric, and I didn't know what I wanted when I had him do it. So like it works and it's good, but I want to find a good blend between like a farming sim, an adventure game, and a fantasy world. Like
Mm.
how do you make it like have you played Stardew Valley very much? Like have you played Stardew or
No, I've
Harvest
heard of
Moon?
it.
Like go and listen to the soundtrack and it feels like a farming game. Like almost all games right now are
You
on
said
that.
Stardew Valley, is that what you said?
Yeah. It's hugely popular. Like one of the most, if not the most successful indie game of all time.
And then
Great,
you want
great
yours to
game.
be, you said you want yours to be farming slash
Fantasy. And then
slash.
slash whatever it is. So like if you're in a shop, those two elements combined in the
Hmm.
shop. If you're in battle, you're in a battle. Um, the sound on Stardew is great, but it is very calm. Like it's it's a it is a cozy game. It's like that's like the new genre is like it's cozy games. And so like I want to appeal to people who are interested in that while still allowing those who really want to do adventures. Like realistically, I would play a hardcore adventure game all day. Like that's what I enjoy. And my wife would sit there and play Stardew all day. And then my
Hmm.
daughter wants to go and romance the drunk guy because she thinks she can fix him. And my son just wants to go down in the caves and fix the community center. And it's like, I am specifically making this game so that it's something for me to do, for her to do, and our kids to do. And we all contribute to the actual storyline together
But
and
doing what you like to do.
doing
Yeah,
what we like to do. And so I want to find music that fits that, you know?
that makes sense. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll be brainstorming. I'll have Marissa help me brainstorm too. She'll love thinking of little medleys and little things like that too. So yeah, when I have something, I'll just record it on the phone and be like, what do you think of this or something. So
Yeah. Um, Pablo, if you have a project, I'm happy to look at it either to help with debug or just give you some feedback. If you send me your Game Maker project or a build of it, I'm happy to play it right now. Richard's about to go because I'm going to actually start doing like programming work, and he doesn't want to burn his brain out. But this stream is for me to work, and if you want to join me, like you want to get some feedback, I'm happy to play anything you've got. So you just let me know. Send it my way. I'll put my email.
yeah, and I'll keep my live open up there too. So I'll still be able to see it and comment about how great it is.
Um, yeah, I did like 5 or 6 live streams during spring break where I just worked on the game, and I had several people just pop up and drop by, and like they were doing a game jam and they were working, and one of them like he hung out with me most of the streams and then ended up sending me like $40 to buy a tool that I've been using ever since then, and like it was cool. Like it's really neat. Um, so
The community, yeah.
yeah. Um, I don't use WhatsApp personally. I know what it is, but I just messages has always
I
worked good
use it
for
for
me.
some stuff, but not a lot.
Yeah.
It is good for overseas though, obviously. If you since you're not from America, I don't think so.
Yeah, that's what
Um,
I've heard. Like it's like if you travel a lot out of country or whatever, that's what I understand.
yeah, I use WhatsApp for all my editors that are overseas, but that's
Okay.
kind of the main thing that I do with it. It's because it's easier for them, and like you can send stuff through it. So just convince them to get a WhatsApp PDF. So
Is it's purely an app, isn't it? Like it's just
it's
on my
just an app.
phone.
It's just a phone app. Yeah, it's just like you're texting through it, but it's just easier to send files back and forth as far as like to because their numbers are going to be like 89 dash 341 dash so, and so it's not like our phones wouldn't recognize their numbers.
But how do you just get your own phone number through it? Like do I put in my phone
No,
number
just your actual phone. Like here,
and it just translates it all for you?
yeah, you can even do it on here. Like if you look, I'll share my screen.
I've never used Telegram either. I know what the apps are. I've just never had a need for them.
Yeah,
Um,
so like if you see my screen, here's my screen here.
Hold on.
Um,
Okay, I can see it.
and then this is my WhatsApp.
Oh,
So
okay. You
it's
have an actual
just
desktop app.
yeah, and it's on my phone too, but it's like, this is where he can send my like editor can send me the drive files
Oh,
and then you can tell the blue checks are that he's actually read them. Um, and then this is my friend and my buddy from Oregon, but he lives in Indonesia now, and then my cousin from Spain. Or no, she's from there, but you know, uh my wife's family uses it a lot for I mean just because they're from Mexico, so I mean they use it a lot too. So yeah,
gotcha.
it's pretty simple.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I could set it up and it probably wouldn't hurt.
Take you 2 seconds. Yeah, you're especially with how amazing you are. So
Well, the problem is that my phone is my camera, so I can't actually use it and be on stream at the same time.
that's why you get the desktop app for
That's
that
why I
reason.
get
Yeah.
but I don't fine.
Fine, I'll do it.
Oh, but I have to register on my phone.
Oh yeah.
Hold on.
So you,
I have my iPad. that gets my text messages.
yeah, you just put it on. There you go.
Yeah, that might work. Wait, no. Yes? Maybe so.
Cool, man. But yeah, I'll let you guys figure that out. Thanks for having me on, man. This is fun. This is super cool.
Yeah, thanks for coming, man. That was good. So I'll have to do it I'll have to come on, join your stream sometime, invade you.
Yeah.
Although I've already done that. That was fun.
Good. That's what you got to do. So cool, man. Well, all right. I'll talk to you later. Thanks for thanks again. I'm excited to show some people that game or just the what you got so far, and I'll send it out to the world. Just kidding.
See how it breaks with multiplayer. I'd be very curious. I'm sure it will break with the orc because it's only designated for one person. But I'd be curious. Like I tested it, and you can like push the block, and like the person blocks them when you're pushing that the box around. But you can walk through people, and so like I need testing for that. It's just not quite ready. But if you want to try it, you let me know how it goes.
Yeah, when Marissa gets home, I'll have her jump on with me, and we can yeah, I could even technically actually record it, like everything we're doing. So then but then you got to hear her be like, wait, but how do you move? How do you jump? So you're gonna get that too. So
Oh, I know. That'll be interesting. That's why I'm trying to get good controls with diagrams to show. Yeah, and yeah, Pablo. Up to 4 players, local multiplayer, designed from the ground up so that you can actually play with your friends and your family. So Richie, let me show you what I'm going to be working on this evening. I downloaded it, got it going a little bit. There's a lot more to work on, but right now, so the camera system currently keeps you in the room, which makes sense because there's nothing outside of the room typically. But this that I'm using loads rooms dynamically, so you can just place them in there like while you're playing the game, and you just have a whole nother room to go to. So I have to figure out how to do that well and all the things that come with that. But like, so here's outside of the room itself, right?
yeah,
There's nothing there, but this one loads up the next room. And so it's there. And so like obviously it's not lined up properly, but once you get it lined up properly, or I could make this like spawn somewhere else, and then that's where you actually teleport to. And so then you have unlimited rooms, and they just get loaded when someone uses them, and they get unloaded when someone doesn't. And so then you have your entire game world available to every player at all times. And
Mm.
so right now the game's freaking out because I don't have the right tile layers, and then this guy just breaks the
Yeah.
game immediately. So that's going to be my work for tonight and probably for the rest of this week is getting that. But it's kind of cool because then you have true like freedom when it comes to multiplayer. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be cool. Yeah, I'll definitely let you know. Yeah, even if I don't record or anything, I'll let you know like what works really well or what doesn't.
okay, it is
Which
not
is not
ready
it.
to
Which
show off, but it's also probably needed to be show off. So okay,
well, and my wife will be. I mean, she's not like she's into video games, so she's not gonna be like, how come? Why did it look like? She's not gonna care.
I know.
My wife
I
does not talk like that, by the way. Just like everybody knows. Okay.
know.
She a sweet, beautiful voice, like an angel. So,
There you go. There you go. Okay.
all right, have fun, dude.
Yeah, you too.
Not too much fun.
All right. I'll talk to you later, man.
All right, see you guys. Bye, Pablo.
And delete Richie.
And end this call. Oh, I'm
Oh,
still
you're
on.
still here. Oh, oh, okay. All right. Let's see. All right, Pablo, you're there. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go bathroom. I'll be back in a little bit. Like I said, I'm going to be working. So if you want to send me anything for me to look at, I'm happy to on the stream. I'm happy to after. Just let me know. Um, I like debugging projects. So if you find something like if you're having a trouble, just send it to me. Um, Up next for me is just going to be working on integrating GM Room Loader into my project. Like I was just showing off. There's going to be a lot of things to learn about it. It's a really cool library, but it's a huge, complex thing to do well. So I'll be back in like 5 minutes, and then I'm just gonna get to dev, and I'm happy to play or look at or answer any questions you got. So I'll see you in just a little bit. All right. I am back. Pablo, you still around? I was checking my email. I didn't see anything from you yet. So hopefully you can get me sent whatever you want me to look at. Fixing my camera stuff here. Okay. That looks fine. Okay, you did get me sent something. Let me go and check. Hey, there it is. I see it. All right. What are you hoping for? Do you want me to just play it and give you my feedback? Am I bug searching? Do you want to like know how to implement a mechanic of some sort? What are you looking for? I've got it. I just downloaded it and I'll get it opened up. Also, do you want me to show it off? I assume you want me to show it off on the stream. Is that fine? Because I'm happy to do so and put it on there, or I can just put it off on the side and just talk about it. Okay, let me open it on up then. Operation Rescue. All right, I'm using the newest LTS 2026 build, but I think I have the older version as well. So sometimes they have to convert projects. So we'll see how this goes. I've got my very needy dog at my right hand, bumping it, not letting me use my mouse. So you'll have to give me a minute. Go, go work. Okay. So this is your project. Just with my background. So I'm gonna click run and let's see what happens. I will also put on my headphones. Ooh. Already off to a nice strong start with the look and the visuals. Okay. Hold on. Let me make sure. Okay, there's no audio. Okay. Okay. Just checking. That was you got a guy playing with like music notes. I wasn't sure if there was audio. Okay. All right. I do not speak much Spanish, but I think that means go. Here we go. Ooh. Okay. Oh. Ah, what am I missing? Oh. Okay, hold on. So nice. Okay, this I love this aesthetic. This ice cube is really cool. That is a really cool drop effect you've got here. Is that are those all like individual uh-oh. What? Oh, I guess a hot coffee and ice doesn't mix, huh? Are those all individual objects being created, or is that like using a surface system? That's fascinating. That's a really good question. So I just did it with Richie. Oh, I'm gonna. Oh, you melt as an ice cube. That makes total sense. Okay. All right. Let me close this since it's just gonna keep dying over and over. And let's try and get this on the fly. So I'll send you. Okay. I'm just figuring out how to do things like co-stream, like do what we're talking about right here. So you get to be a good guinea pig with me. We're gonna try this. Okay. So I'm going to try and set this up, and I'm going to email you back at the email you emailed me with the link for you to join. So I'm going to try this. Okay. All right, Pablo, I just sent you a link. So all you have to do is use any browser like Chrome, Firefox, pretty much any browser. Click on the link, and it's going to take you right into a room where you're going to choose your camera, your audio. You only need audio for this right now, but when you do that, I should be able to start hearing you, and then you can explain and I can talk to you. It's almost like a one-to-one. I can invite you on Discord too. That might be easier than this. But this way I can actually bring you in and we'll see how that goes. I'm kind of curious. Discord is probably an easier move. Are you on my Discord channel yet? It is open and free and available. So let's bring that up if you're not there already. So this is my Discord channel right here, but I see you already joined that link there. So let's see. I can see you joined that link I sent you. You just have to choose your audio source. You don't need to give me a video source at all. I'll unmute you. Try saying something now.
I'm with NVIDIA Broadcast. Let me see.
I can
Testing,
hear you.
testing.
Hello.
Sounds testing.
Yes, can you hear me?
Hi.
Hello, Pablo.
Yes, but I have a little delay.
Yes, let's go ahead and do Discord. I think that would be a much simpler thing for what we're doing. This system is for like integrating into my live stream, which you don't need to do this way right now. What is
Okay,
your...
Give me one moment to download Discord because I normally don't use it.
Okay, that's fine. Are you in my Discord channel already?
No, I'm not.
Okay, I'm going to post the link for you then.
Okay. Mute this. Okay.
I did just download and install WhatsApp, but I am not confident on how to use it by any means. So I just sent you on the YouTube chat the link for my Discord channel. Once you're on there, you probably actually just join one of the audio channels and go from there.
Let me see. I'm almost there, I believe.
Okay. I joined the coding channel, voice channel. So when you're there, go ahead and just join that, and then you can leave this thing, and we'll be good to go.
open Discord, but you send an email with the link.
No, just in the YouTube chat, I put the link to my Discord channel, so you can just join directly from there.
Okay.
All right, I heard someone join, I think.
Okay. I think I just. Am I in?
You're not in the coding voice channel that I am currently in, but I'm guessing you're Pablo, who just joined. So do you? Oh, there you are.
There, I think I got it. I'm gonna close the other window so we don't have.
Yep, I just closed it on my end, at least. Okay. I just closed it on my end, at least.
Okay, so I think we have it. Yeah. Hi.
You're in, and you're also on the stream audio-wise. Is that fine?
Let me 1 second because I think it's the other. There you go. I mute the stream.
Okay.
Okay, so hi.
Hey, well, hello, Pablo.
Well, nice to meet you. Actually, I'm a big fan of you and the work that you do.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Let's see. How can I start? Okay. Want me to give you all the feedback of the game itself, how the story, how it starts, and everything?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so the game is actually pretty simple. This is like a Damsel in Distress story. You are the cube, of course, the little ice cube, and you're in love of another ice cube, and you have to go rescue her. So the story begins that you are with your friends on an ice bucket. Everybody's having like a big party and everything, and all of a sudden, a claw comes and grabs all the ice, and within those ices is your girlfriend, and you have to, of course, you're like, oh no, she's being kidnapped, and I have to go to rescue her. And of course, you have to think that you are actually like an ice cube, and you're venturing into the outside world of the bucket. And since the first step that you take outside, you are starting to melt. You're starting to melt.
Mm-hmm.
And once you start to melt, well, time is against you, of course. So the idea is, for example, on this kind of this is the almost first screen because this is the one I'm trying to use to test everything.
Okay.
So this is the screen where actually I introduce some of the mechanics. Like for example, if you you jump over the cockroach on this example,
Yeah.
you get different random items. For example, you get an energy drink that if you take the energy drink, you get a boost on speed, and you get also a life regen. There is also the soda that only give you life regen. There is the coffee. The coffee, of course, is against the melting part. And what happens is that you start melting faster, but you move faster.
Oh,
And
okay.
there's also
Okay.
the ice cream that actually completely replenish your gas. That's the main objects for now.
Okay.
And for example, the cockroach, of course, is the kind of dope enemy that only goes left to right and stuff like that. The fly is actually one of the enemies that you program on one of your courses that is a bat, but I
Oh,
transform it onto a fly,
okay.
and she, when you are within range, she's gonna chase after you, and then I have an idea for a few bosses and stuff like that, but that's pretty much the main goal. Also, if you go back to the start of the screen, you're going to be able to see like a key, and you have to grab that key in order to progress to the next screen.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I got that from playing through it. It made a lot of sense.
If I recall properly, uh, here on the oh, you have some mixed texture. Okay, you're seeing the collisions. The collisions. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is a platform, the one above, and this other one is like a can, and you can actually jump on it. And of course, you can go on top of the stage and go grab the actual key.
Yep. Yeah, I like the way you've done this
Oh,
can.
I
It's
had to
very
make it
cool.
with a lot of squares because I didn't know how to match the proper. That's weird. I can't hear you.
Uh,
The proper.
oh, hold on. Okay.
Yeah, I can't hear. Oh, hold on. I'll go down on volume with the stream. I had to enable the audio of the stream because I couldn't hear you.
Okay.
Let me see if I'm.
Can you hear me now?
See settings. Maybe Discord is the one that is not.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hold on a second. I lost you, and I think I might lose audio there as well. Trying to have both Discord and OBS take my audio might be causing issues here.
Well, if not, let me.
Oh, I heard you there.
Now you hear me well?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then we'll just let that go. Okay, keep going.
Okay, so that's pretty much right now what I have planned for the first level.
Okay, makes sense. How about, did you do some of this art yourself, or are you finding it all?
No, actually, a friend of mine is doing it. He is located in Venezuela, I believe. So
Okay.
he's helping me with the arts.
Nice. Yeah, the art for this ice cube is fantastic. I love how it works and how it looks, and the feel of the ice cube, the player itself with the dripping effects is so good. I think that is really, really cool. You've got, yeah, so the effects of the
Actually,
drip. Yeah.
actually, if you see the cube moves and it have like a little delay, I kind of added the sense of he's actually melting and like an ice cube. He's actually sliding one way or another.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. I think I felt that, and as a design decision, that makes a lot of sense. As a player, it can be really frustrating to feel like I'm pressing a direction and then I'm not going there for quite a while. So like, it makes total sense on what you're doing and it fits thematically, but it is rough to have less than responsive input on that front is like how I would say that, because it depends on what kind of game you're trying to build here, right? Like, you're building clearly a platformer with some adventure, and as a like, you have that survival mechanic already implemented where you're just gonna die, and so it feels like it's a pretty hard platformer, which is totally fine. But then when you have that idea of like you want to move a certain way and you want to be able to get out of harm's way, but you can't, like that becomes harder, you know? But
Yeah, but that's part of the idea because, of course, you're an ice cube and you have to deal with the problem that you're against the world.
mm-hmm. Yep.
But if you feel, I don't know if you feel it, but the delay on the movement is at the end of.
Yes. So you let go, you're still moving for a little while. You've got delay both on that, and then you can't go the other direction. Yeah, I can feel that for sure. Is all of the art done by your friend, like even the backgrounds and stuff?
I actually purchased it then on free pick.
Okay. All right. I made it to the end this time. Nice.
No, right now no other level on the part of. You go to the back to the last part of the level. The door is up there. I placed it there, but I didn't figure out how to get there yet.
That's fair. Yeah, you've got your collisions here, but you need like a set of smaller bar stools to get up or some kind of ice mechanic or something. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Actually, like you remember Mega Man X, like when he kind of climbs to the head to the wall and starts sliding down.
Yep.
Okay, something like that, but in Ice Cube version.
Okay. I can see that. Cool. Yeah. I like the art that you've got. I like this and the enemies. That's fun. It's a fun, unique thing. Leaning into the Ice Cube idea of you're melting all the time is fantastic. Rescuing your girlfriend reminds me of like Super Meat Boy, kind of like right up in there. Yeah, that's fun, and I think that's really cool. I think this is a really good start for what you
Thanks.
want for what you're looking for.
Yeah, I always wanted to someone like you because I know that you have a lot of experience to review the game and have an idea of if I'm going on the right direction or maybe I'm echándolo a perder. Okay.
Uh, sorry, go on.
No, don't worry. Tell me.
No, I think you are headed in the right direction. I like this look, the aesthetic, the theme that you've got going is a lot of fun. I think that works really well. The first thing that came to my mind was like I'm up on this platform and I wanted to come down to grab like the power-ups that were here and I couldn't do it. Don't know if that's because you hadn't implemented a way to fall through.
No, down and jump.
Down and jump. Okay, so I just didn't do it right. Okay. Actually, I'm just going to cheat really quick. Boop. I like this logo. I think that's really cool. This is really good aesthetic. Down and jump. Not working for me on that front. Oh, okay. Down with the arrow key works. Holding S does not work though. So I see.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I know the particle effect for when you get the energy drink doesn't look that good, but I don't know how to fix it yet, or how to push it, how to place it, or in order to look nicer.
I mean, which effect are you talking about? Because I didn't see one on there.
You have to get an energy drink in order to see it.
Energy drinks are not the cola then?
I think it's the Sparks one because I haven't been working on this project for a while now, so I kind of forgot a lot of stuff.
That's fair. That's exactly how it goes when you don't work on something. Okay.
Also, the random.
Oh, I see. There you go.
Item normally doesn't. That's an energy drink. Once you take it, you see the sparkle that it gets in.
Yep.
On the lower part. that is supposed to be an effect of it should surround the player completely, but I don't know. I haven't make it to work.
That's fair. Is it an object effect or is it an actual particle
It's
system?
an object. It's an object. You can see it on the object. You can see it up there, up on the effects, on the objects effects.
Yeah.
Up, go up.
Wait.
There.
Up here?
No, just click next, down, the fourth one.
Oh.
Down. Yeah. Blood drip. That's the drip, and the next one, that one.
Oh, okay, I see. Ah. Something like this, I think is a perfect use case for using a particle system. They are something I have really been leaning into with my game that I've got so far. And the cool thing is you can use the sprites that you have for them. So like, let's see, what's this called? Sparks. So if you make a particle system, you can choose the sprite to use. So if you just created like, a single version of Sparks, or you could even do something like that. But you can create a particle system using the sprite you have it be animated, and then set up the controls that you have inside of there to do really interesting things. So like, I can animate this, randomize it, and then if you bring down that life to something like 30 to 50, I don't know how big your player is, but you can do that. You can have random size, speed, scale, all of that sort of thing. But then you can bring out like how much, way too much force. You can bring out a force, and then you can like actually have it feel like there's gravity, but you can change the direction that it goes in. And you could have this like be going all the directions and be changing over time. And so like you can do this purely through graphics, which is kind of fun. And then you just you can angle this inside of your code, or you can just have it move with the player. Like a lot of different options. I think if you took off gravity and direction, that's like a whirlpool. But you could do some pretty interesting things. Like, I find it to be pretty fun. And you can play around with your own sprites if you really want that hand felt look. So like if you wanted to do that, that's kind of fun to do. There you go. That's kind of more along the lines of what I'm looking for, like that.
That one is almost a circle.
And you can, and then inside of your player, is it the energy drink that?
Yeah, it's the energy drink, the one that make it.
Does the energy drink continue to live, or is the player the one creating the effect after?
Once it takes it remains like the effect active for a few moments and then just vanish.
So where's the player? I'm missing. I saw your player before. Oh, there it is. OBJ play. I'm missing him. Blended right in. So let's try this. You collect. I want to ask you, as someone who doesn't like, are you? What's your like native language? Do you like, you clearly speak English well, perfectly fine, but like, do you also speak Spanish or any other language?
My born language is actually Spanish.
So what is it like coding in English when you like grew up with a different language?
Well, you get used to it. Actually, if you actually speak it in a way, You actually get used to it pretty easy.
Okay. I just it's so interesting to me like that code is in English, but not everyone speaks English, and I've always wondered how difficult it is for that process because coding is already a difficult thing to learn.
I know.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it's quite a show.
how long have you been working on this or like in game dev in general?
Well, for this game, I've been trying because I have to be honest. The first time, actually, I started with your course, the one that you have on Udemy.
Mm-hmm.
I started with that course like several years ago, and I have to tell you, it has been quite a ride because I haven't progressed a lot. I use a lot of your code of that course, but to be honest, I had to use a little bit of AI because for certain things I can see it on my mind, but to translate that from imagination to actual code, oh my, that's a ride.
That's fair. Yeah, that
But
that makes sense to me. AI can be really useful.
yeah, no, I don't say that we have to depend on it, but it's really, really, really useful. We have to be honest.
Oh yeah. I find it very useful as a helper, as a
Mhm.
relying on it. I think is a terrible plan because even just asking it things like it just gets them wrong so often. But it is very useful in a lot of ways. So I have really loved particle systems, and I'm just setting
Mhm.
this up right here for you, just to show
Uh-huh.
you, assuming that this works. So made that particle system, setting its
Mhm.
position.
Yeah, what I'm amazed is that, wow, man, you do know what you're doing because just to see another person code and figure it out right away, wow. Because sometimes you have to translate, and we're not talking about Spanish and English. We're talking about something else, right?
That's fair. I have been immersed in code for the last month, and I feel like I'm at a point where I actually feel like I understand it for the most part. And you already explained it to me, and I have you here. If I was just
Mhm.
looking at it, like, it'd be harder. But yeah, I feel like I know what I'm doing, and it's a nice feeling after a long time.
Mhm. I have to be honest with you, man. Actually, I'm very happy to meet you because I always was like, I really want to know. I want to know to get to know you because the course and the lessons that you have on YouTube, wow, they're amazing. Actually, I have sometimes a little hard time keeping up with them, especially because I don't practice a lot of time. A lot of time.
That's fair. I mean, yeah. Well, I really love meeting uh, new people, and it still blows me away that people are watching my stuff and enjoying it and learning from it. Like, it is so cool to see things that people make because I am gonna make 0.01% of all the stuff out there that could be made, and everyone
Mhm.
else is gonna make it, and it's so cool to get to see it all. Like,
Mm.
this is something I would never have thought of in a million years. But as soon as you present the idea, I can start bouncing stuff off of it because it's so interesting and like
Mhm.
that's fun.
Oh yeah, I actually, for example, for this game, I kind of have most of the game figured out. The problem is that we only speak program language, to be honest, and we have to deal with the audio, with the images, with the art when you're solo dev, of course. And wow,
I got close there. I think your origin is in the bottom left corner. But other than that, that's not too bad. That looks pretty interesting for
no,
a very quick particle system. Oh,
mhm,
didn't destroy it apparently though.
it seems like it.
Yeah.
and it's actually lagging behind.
Well, now it's
And
gone.
stay. Oh,
Yeah. The effect wore off, but I didn't destroy the particle system afterwards, and so it's still
hmm
there. That's fun. Yeah. That's a I effects like that, like the drop effect that you have is so cool. That you
hmm
can't do nearly as effectively with a particle system because you want it to like fall a certain range and hit the ground, which makes
hmm
sense. But that
hmm
spark particle, that's so cool to make with the particle system, and you have so much more flexibility inside of something like that, so which is kind of cool. So
hmm
I like these a lot.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I
So
know.
what else do you want to know? What else are you thinking?
No, no, no. Actually, I'm happy just for you to review it, and if you ever want to do a side project, I'm happy to get here to see if we can work together. Because actually, this is my dream game, and I've been trying to work just on ideas of this game for over like almost 10 years now, but
Mm,
I haven't make it that much far because it's hard for me to program, to be honest.
okay. Just because of how like understanding and grasping it's just tough.
hmm
Fair enough. I mean, I understand that. Like I was talking earlier, like networking, I
Yeah.
that's it's a black box to me. Like I have scratched the surface before, but it it is intimidating, and I don't feel comfortable or confident in trying to do that
hmm
at all. So
Yeah, yeah. I saw
mm.
it when you saw it when you say it, and wow, for you to say that, I was like, oh my god, that's so hard.
But it's just because I haven't done it yet. Like that's it. And if I did it, I'd feel different. I just haven't done it yet. It's just anytime you try and do
Yeah, you
something
have to
new.
take the first step. Yeah, yeah, you have to take the first step,
Yep.
the famous leap of faith.
Yep. That's how it goes.
Yeah, I know. But actually, yeah, yeah. The idea for me was actually for you to review it and see what you thought, and I'm happy that I think I'm making it.
Yeah. I have been trying to immerse myself into just the development of game culture, and so I watch a lot of YouTube videos of people giving advice, showing off their games, reviewing how it's
Mhm,
done. It's really cool and really great that people share it, which is why I like sharing mine as well. But a lot of the advice out there is like you start small, you make a little game, you do this, and
mhm,
the I see the logic in it, and I tried that for years, and just I lost all interest and inspiration because it wasn't interesting. But the game I'm working on now is not small,
mhm.
but it is all encompassing of what I want to do. So like
Yeah.
there's value in learning how to program. Like I've been doing this for a decade at this point. So like I'm not a novice programmer. I understand
Mhm,
the entire scope of coding for the most part, but I,
mhm,
I did not care about those other projects like I care about this one. And so there's value in the advice of starting small and making sure you can actually
mhm,
make your game, but there's also a lot of value in working on a passion on a project that you care about that will actually get you up and get you working. So
wow.
if that's
Yeah.
what this game is to you, like if this is what does it, then that's what I would say to
Mhm,
do.
mhm.
Like keep
Thank
doing
you.
it.
And no, no, that actually that's actually very comforting. Is the word?
Good. Good.
No,
I'm
thank
glad
you.
to hear it.
And tell me something about your game because I was seeing it and I really love it. The art style and the stuff that you were making on your game. Wow, man, that was pretty. I don't know how to say. It was pretty good
Yeah,
because
because I did
the
not
the, the,
draw
that's
any
the,
of
the
it.
idea of the game is for your family or to sell it or what?
the the end product is I want to sell it. I want to get a publisher, and I want to release it on every
hmm
console, on every system, and
hmm
hopefully make a decent amount of money.
Yeah, like
But the
everyone.
yeah, but the real goal is I want to be able to sit down and play with my family, and each of us do the things that we love in what we
hmm
enjoy for games. Like that's what I
hmm
want. Um,
Yeah.
and so I'm gonna make a game, and hopefully it actually sells pretty well. But at the end of the day, if it's just me and my family playing it, then I'm happy.
Yeah,
So
I know because, for example, myself, I have a daughter, and every time I start working on the game, the first thing that as soon as she sees, she says, "Dad, can I play it?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, why not?"
that's yeah. My kids ask me to test it all the time, and I'm like, it's not ready, but okay, sure.
Yeah,
Um,
there's not much choice anyway.
yeah. Um, the art style I love, and I specifically chose because it's the aesthetic that I'm going for.
Mhm,
But all of it
mhm,
is this person, Salil the Shaper.
mhm.
They have a beautiful art style that's very like
Arts, yeah.
Super Nintendo style. Um, really fantastic. Uh,
That's because actually the game remind me of Final Fantasy 6 or
that's
3, whatever you
yep.
want to call it.
That's one of the games that I'm actually playing with my kids right now, and I love that
Really?
era, those games. I
Mhm.
want to make a game that looks like them, but feels modern. Because like, I love Final Fantasy,
Yeah.
but it can be a little slow and grindy. Not
Hmm.
always a
Yeah,
bad thing, but
I understand.
that's not necessarily the fun part. It's what we grew up with, so we normalize it and we're used to it. But grinding for
Yeah.
2 hours before you move on to the next story beat might not be the best game design decision. You know, I don't know.
Tell me about it. I remember what time I was playing Final Fantasy X, and I enter a boss without farming. Oh my god, what a mistake! Because
Mm.
the game's I saved the game in a place that I cannot go back, and the only path that I can take is to face the boss, and I didn't grind,
Hmm.
so I have to start all over again. I was like, oh shoot.
Yeah, it's over. Like soft locked you out. Yeah, and like I get
Yeah.
it, but I would much rather have it be based on skill, which is why I really enjoy like the action games that are where you can actually dodge attacks and everything is based on your own skill level. So like, yeah, you should grind and get better gear, and like that's important. But if you want to put in 40 hours to memorize the boss, then you can beat him at level 1. Like
Mhm.
I enjoy that a lot, and so this game is going to have that live action stamina based blocking and parrying and dodging system that if you want to get
Uh-huh.
great at, then you do it. Otherwise, don't, and you'll be
But it's not.
fine.
But it's not a must. That's the
Mhm.
fun part. It's not a must.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I purchased
So
a bunch of
you,
this
you can go to
guy's.
the farm and do farm things before you start actually grinding.
Hmm. Or if you want to
That,
focus on farming, then you can grow some incredible things and maybe use them or sell them or offer them as a trade. And instead of fighting, you can get around some battles through other options. And so there'll be
yeah.
a lot of choice in that regard.
No, that's actually pretty nice because you have the option to do whatever you feel like it.
Yeah, that's kind of my goal. It's ambitious, but I think it'll be really cool. So
Hmm. No, it will because it has something. It has, I think, that perfect mix because you're trying of grabbing two types of players: the casual ones and the hardcore.
yeah,
Because if you really want to, let's say that you add a main side story to put it in a way, you can say that you can do the farming thing, but you heard about a legend and you can do the farming and go, you know, and try to figure out the legend or be the legend.
yep. That's kind of how I envision the like this game will have much more of a story than something like Stardew or um, most other farming games feel like they're just focused purely on the mechanics. Stardew has a lot of
Hmm.
interesting characters, but I've
Yeah.
put in 50, 60 hours and there's not a story to the game. And so mine is going to have an actual story on top of those NPCs. They're fun characters to get to know, but
No,
you'll
no,
be,
the characters are fun, but they are like they're just there in a way that you can marry them or have dates with them, and but it's like having a second life, like
yeah,
not really having an adventure.
yeah, exactly. It's a great sim, but it's
Uh-huh.
not the kind of game that I want it to be. And so I'll just
Mhm.
make it myself.
Yeah, that's a way to put it.
Yep.
No, but thank you so much for the feedback. I really appreciate it. Actually, for the levels, I have figured out, like, for example, the first level is the bar where you are. The second level is a bathroom. But here's the thing. In the bathroom, there is a main path that is actually you go for a window, and from the window you go to like an emergency stairs to go down the building.
Hmm.
Or within the bathroom, if you're risky and you're of course an ice cube, you can get in the toilet and get to a hidden path that will take you to the sewers. Like for example, and I was thinking about a lot of crazy bosses and stuff like that. For example, one of the bosses is do you remember the pigeons from Bolt, the movie?
Yes.
Okay, imagine that, but crazy and
Okay.
kind of like a gangsta pigeon,
Okay.
and like asking you, like for example, for food in order for you to pass, and of course that becomes a boss. So that's kind of what I was looking for in order to have the game with the bosses and stuff like that.
So doing you. So this will be. It's going to be a very charming, weird kind of adventure.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. Well, that's what I hope for.
Yeah, that makes sense. A lot of character in there. That's fun. Ah, there we go. That worked. The particle system died
Yeah,
correctly.
and it's following you.
Yeah. Um my so my big feedback on the movement is it fits thematically. Playing wise, it's tough. Like it reminds me of like swimming levels in Mario. It's those
Hmm.
levels that no one really likes because of the lack of precision and movement. So
Hmm.
eh, it totally depends on what you want to go for.
Hmm.
I like difficult, precise games. So like I played a lot of Celeste. I've done a lot of Dark Souls. I liked Super Meat Boy. I loved it. Played through a
Hmm.
bunch of them. And those games are difficult and punishing, but they're not unfair in their controls and their responsiveness, which is the only reason that they can be punishing. Because when you die because something feels unfair, like because it didn't because it wasn't well made, it's not
Hmm.
fun. Like
Yeah.
I'm playing a game with some of my friends right now, and it's like a
Hmm.
top-down isometric video board game, and the scaling on it is awful. It's like we run through the first 3 worlds, not a sweat. We get to the final boss, it one-shots us. Like it's not fun when you lose and you can't avoid it. And so on this movement, it's like the first time I played it, it was certainly a little rough because I'm running into this fly and I'm like trying to run away, but I literally can't turn around because I'm already dead
Hmm.
because he hit me. And so
Yeah.
having some visual feedback would be really important of like him like the ice cube sliding or like trying to turn around or something like
Hmm.
that, so like at least the player understands that the feedback that they gave was accepted, but the movement
Hmm.
itself is preventing it. Like some kind of visual feedback, sound effect, something, so that like if I'm holding left, I need to know that my left did something, you know?
Hmm. Hmm.
That's like one of the big things. If you want this to be more of a precise game, which I don't know how much you're going into that. If you're doing it much more of just like a fun, quirky adventure platformer, sure, it doesn't matter very much. But then you might want to, I don't know, slow down how fast you die, take less
Hmm.
damage from enemies, because if you've got this like ticking time bomb and you can take damage really easy because the controls are slippery,
Hmm.
it's a lot more fun. It's a lot more difficult to feel like it's fair. You know what I mean?
So refine the controls in order to be not that slippery.
Yeah, like I just tried to jump on him twice, and like yeah, I get it, it's a new game, but at the same time, I've been playing games for 28 years, and if I can't jump
Hmm.
on an enemy on my second, third try,
Yeah, that's frustrating.
Yeah. So I would say that. And like I said originally, I love this where you got this art from, especially when you zoom in, like it starts looking pixelated, which I think is like you can see the pixels on the image, which I think is really cool. I think it fits with that vibe. Might be slightly too large, but I mean it doesn't matter much. Uh, but if you took some of these bar stools, and my first thought is like, hey, if you bring these bar stools down, so like you have a smaller one and then you have a bigger one, that way you
Mhm.
can nice and easily make the platform reach the top, something like that. Like that would make sense
Mhm.
to me. But you definitely want to come up with something that makes this Ice Cube adventure unique, right? Every
Mhm.
platformer has to have some kind of hook, some kind of unique mechanic that blends in it. So if you're going to have him be an Ice Cube, then, sliding on things makes sense. Um,
No, actually, the idea was, but the problem is that that's way too advanced for me. It's actually for him to. But for example, what do we have in a bar normally? We have the toothpicks, and you see that the toothpicks sometimes have comes with colors. And for example, blue toothpick could be like ice attack or water attack. A yellow toothpick could be earth, and a red one can be fire. But there is also that there is wood speak, um, but it's also the ones that look like a real sword. They're plastic.
mm,
These are like a higher quality attack item. And there, for example, an umbrella,
oh,
the little
that's
umbrellas that you put on your
that's what I was
drinks
just thinking about. Yeah.
for for falling slow and stuff like that. But
Hmm.
that's way too advanced for me right now.
I mean, I I I know the feeling because like I said, talking about networking, it's the same way. The
Mhm.
the more that I am diving into my project, the more I've learned how to break things down into very small chunks that are not too complex. Like
Mhm.
y- the first idea, like that idea of an umbrella, right? You've got
Mhm.
that you can break that down to like four different steps, but like the main one is if you have it, you fall slower. Like
Exactly.
you can
But
change
all the time
that.
it breaks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you can change that one thing, right? Like you have a fall speed variable somewhere. Like you have
Hmm.
VSP. Like what if
Yeah.
you just times that by umbrella? And umbrella is when you have umbrella, it's 0.9. When you don't, it's 1. All of a sudden, you're
Yeah.
falling slower, right? And you just build up that one thing at a time. So like fall
Yeah.
slower. Awesome. Show the umbrella. Okay, you know how to draw sprites, obviously. You're good there. Have it take damage over time. You already do that with your coffee and your power-ups. Like you've already done everything to implement it. You just have to go and have the sprite, put it in a way you like, and then add it.
Hmm.
And the real tricky part is scaling, because this is the kind of code that you write when you're starting out, where it
Yep.
works and then it stops working because it gets so big and it gets so unwieldy and difficult to use.
Hmm.
Once you have 30, 40 different things that are happening to your player, yeah,
Yeah.
having
But
it
for
like,
example, that line, that part 7 that you just mark on the stream, because I'm seeing it a little delayed.
yeah,
That part is actually the particles of water when he's actually melting. The number 7.
yeah. So
That one is the particles of him melting and the water drops.
yeah, and that works great. So that works really well for very small projects, I think. Once you start getting into larger ones, it's
Hmm.
tougher. So like for me, I spent a lot of time in the beginning before I really did much of
Hmm.
anything developing a
Hmm.
state system that works. And all a state system is it's as fancy as you
Uh-huh.
want it to be, but it just allows you to break your code up in a way that is maintainable. Um,
Uh,
so
and,
this,
here's one question for you. Actually, I remember that on the course that you have on Udemy, you said that is everything about trying to play on scripts. How far is that going through today?
How far is what?
That comment that you said that everything has to go on scripts. How far is that today going? Is actually viable, or is actually better to do it on a single, step event, for example?
I'm trying to think back. You watched the Cave Boy one, right?
Let me see. I have it right here. Give me 1 second.
If you did the
Let me just
fly
one
based on
second.
the bat, I think it was the Cave Boy course.
Yeah, that's the K-Boy boy.
Okay. So that was a while ago. Were scripts containers for functions, or were they the entire function themselves? I'm trying to
I don't
remember.
remember right now, but I remember that you said that everything is simpler if you put everything on.
Yeah, and it is. So like, let me show you this. Okay, my player,
Wow.
my player code, my player object has 2,500 lines of code inside of its create event right now. But
What?
yeah, I know. But my state system is just
Uh-huh.
a bunch of functions that I
Mhm.
defined in my create event. That's why it's all there. So like
Mhm.
if I come up to let's go to walking, right? If I move into the walking state, I have a function
Mhm.
which is a script, which is like they used to be called scripts, now they're actually just functions, which is way easier. Um
Mhm.
my state is called walking. I made it right here. I gave it a name so I can find it, but that
Uh-huh.
state has a function called on enter, on exit,
Yeah.
main loop, state changer, draw myself, and draw GUI. Every single state has like those 6 functions, and I define them all here, which is why there's so many of them. But
Mhm.
all of the code runs inside of those functions. There's very little code outside of defining things. Like I define a bunch of arrays right here that are all the animations my player can have, and I
Mhm.
define all the variables that I'm going to use. But that's, a couple hundred lines of code as opposed to 2,000, which is all chunked into functions. This is not one
Mhm.
giant thing. Um, if I look
Wow.
at if I look at
Still,
my
that's a lot of code.
it's a lot of code. It's a lot of repetitive code, but
Mhm.
it means that when I am walking and
Mhm.
something weird happens, I know it's only in the walking state. It's not in my
Mhm.
idle, it's not in my spells, it's not in my building. It only is in walking because anything I can do in that state is only
Mhm.
in that state. And so I have
Yeah.
repeated a code quite a bit. Like there's a lot of repetition and I might be able to clean it
Mhm.
up, but it also means that I don't have to worry about the other 2,000 lines of code when I'm looking at this state because I know
Yeah.
it can't be that. So,
Uh-huh.
debug wise and like scaling wise, it's so much easier because you can find the problems a lot faster. And so,
Mhm.
everything bright red on my screen is a function that I've written, which is what we used to call scripts. Every single one of
Mhm.
these is a function, and this is where most of the code happens. And so, like, yeah, you break it down because I call this function 3 times in like 8 lines of code. And it's not a lot, but these 3 lines of code multiplied by 3, that's a lot more than just putting it into a function. Plus,
Mhm.
I'm calling it differently 3 different times. So that function allows me to write a code that moves my player backwards, but I can move it backwards however much I want, you know?
Yeah.
And learning how to do that is one of the most important skills to be able to build a larger game that is sustainable. Like, we look
Mhm.
at we look at Operation Rescue, and this can work. Like if you wanted to continue going down this, because this is essentially like you've kind of built your own semi-state machine here. It's just not as clean. But I've also
Mhm.
learned that it doesn't matter. Like if your game works, it doesn't matter how good your code is. If it doesn't work and you can't fix it because your code is bad, that's a different issue.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
my game is I spent so many hours just building the foundation because I knew it was going to be a big game and I had to do that. Otherwise, it wouldn't work. I couldn't do that. But I spend most of my time in my scripts. So like all of my drawing of GUI stuff, all of my information lives in this
Yeah.
script called player information. So like here's my
Uh-huh.
stats, here's my overlay inventory, here's
Mm.
the sprite I'm carrying. If I'm doing sound stuff, I'm making a constructor called sound, I'm writing functions for it. Like this is where I live, and
Mhm.
I can't remember, I think it's in here. My collision checking. This is I spent months getting this working correctly, but like this is just a function I now call instead of place meeting. I call new collisions 3D, and that is my collision checking everywhere. So like it simplifies things greatly once you have everything broken down into functions. Um,
Mhm.
it just it's a huge game changer, especially I'm learning how to use constructors and structs properly and well. So like
Uh-huh.
I have something called an item, and I've defined every property that it can have, and I can pass an item around from object to object or function to function, and it makes it super easy.
Uh,
So
Yeah. So it is still true, right?
absolutely, I 100%. Yep.
Okay. 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 No. Actually, no. I'm glad that we talked, and actually very very happy for all the feedback.
Good. Um, yeah, I love your theme. I love your idea, and you've clearly already figured out a bunch of it. You might have to go back now that since you said you took some time off in between to refamiliarize yourself with it. But as you do that,
Yeah.
just chunk it down into scripts. So
Mhm.
make a script, um, name it whatever you want. So like
Mhm.
this is this is your functions for your player. You don't have to break it down by script. GameMaker doesn't care, and it doesn't, and they can hold unlimited code. But like
Mhm.
when you're searching for stuff and you're working on things, it helps to logically separate it. But like
Mhm.
you've got, let's see, what's here. So you've got your inputs.
Yeah.
Break that down.
Give me a sec because the live stream is delaying on me. I don't know why.
Is it still working all right?
Okay. Yeah. Now I see it. Okay. So I see that. Yeah. Inputs. Yeah.
So you can just call that, do that, go back
Mhm.
in here
Mhm.
and just call it.
Mhm.
And that doesn't change a single thing about your game, and you can check each time you make that, and that can be useful.
Mhm.
Oh no, it does matter quite a bit because you're using local variables for everything. So I'll get rid of all the local variables everywhere because that's what you're using, which works fine.
Mhm.
But now let's see. There we go. So all your input is now working correctly uh, by moving it to a script. And it doesn't seem like much, but it also, in my mind, it visually simplifies your code quite a bit. Um, and like, you're not always going to want to get input from the player. You're not like, if you have a cutscene, you don't want to have them doing stuff. And so
You have to look it out. Yeah.
you might need to not call that, or um, you could come in here and then you could say, if in a cutscene, don't accept input, or if you implement a state machine like I have, you just don't
Mhm.
call this function when you don't want it. And so like that's how I've done my input is I put it in every state that I allow them to move, and when they're not allowed to
Mhm.
move, it's not there. So the function I know works perfectly fine, and then I just call it whenever I want. And so
Mhm.
just start breaking up your code. It's a great way to become familiar with your code again, which is great, but it also allows you to start cleaning up your project a lot as you move through and thinking about how can you take this and maybe make it slightly more generalized.
Mhm.
So like this right here. Section 2, enemies. Let me take a look at it for a second so I can try to give you a
Uh-huh.
good example here.
Let's see.
Okay. This whole section of spawning a random power up.
Uh-huh.
You could continue building on this. That's fine. But you can imagine that there's other times you're going to want to create a power up, right? Like, what if you want to give, like, the 2 ice cubes reunite for a little bit, and as she's being taken away by the enemy, she throws a power up at the player. Maybe you could make that dynamic, and so it chooses randomly. Or if they hit a box, and that box could spawn a power up, but it's not against this enemy, right? So you take the code, you come out, and you say, create a function like create power up. I don't know how to do power up properly. So we take this code that you have that works great, and for the most part is pretty much what you want to do. You have a chance. You're seeing if you create it at all, then you roll for it. Okay, works perfectly fine. But you could also come in here and let's go like this. So let's just do 1 here. So let's say at some point in your game, you wanted, like, there was a way for the player to gain a perk, level up, gain experience that increases how likely they are to get a power up. Well, that would be really hard to do with the way you've got it right now, especially if you spread it out everywhere. But if we had a function that said you could pass in the chance, and so instead of generating it randomly, by default, it's 100. Okay, makes sense. But if it's not, so otherwise, so it's 100 if the player passes nothing in. Otherwise, it's going to be let's see, if chance. No, you pass in a number. Yeah, so you create a power up. So let's go back to your player. And I'm going to call this, I'm going to call it in the way that I want it to work first. And then I'm going to write it because that's kind of how my brain works right now. So
Okay.
give me a second and I'll explain it as I go. Okay. Actually, yeah. Okay. So create power up. You can pass in a number. Now, my immediate thing is like, oh, that might be useful, but it would actually make a lot more sense if the enemy you just fought or killed actually had a chance built into it. That way, every single enemy could choose how often it spawns something. Like, maybe you have an enemy that doesn't come very often, but it always spawns something. Or you have bunches of enemies that don't often spawn things. And so the enemy you kill passes in how often that, like, how much of a chance it would to spawn something. That makes sense to me.
I had it the other way, actually. I had it on the items. If you go back to the script, you see that actually the different items has a different, like, a number in order for them to spawn.
Yeah, so you could do both ways. Like, the chances how likely it is that it would spawn, and then if it does spawn, it spawns something. Yeah, so you could pass in 2 different variables here if you wanted to. But whatever the case is, like, let's just say the chance, so the chance here needs to be random 100. That way, same idea, exact same thing. So now chance is going to be a random number. Still do the item roll just the way you've done it, unless you want to pass in another thing for that. Like, you could do that, but I'm just going to do one for right now. So let's say you just pass in the chance, you keep everything else the same, I'm going to make a new variable called item, and whatever it is that you're making, I'm going to just return that instead. So here, so I'm not going to make it in this function. You could if you wanted to. There's nothing that says you have to pass this back. You could just completely create the power up in this, which honestly might be the best way to do it. It just kind of depends. I'm just doing this in a way that shows you a different way to do it. Okay, hopefully the stream caught up. So, same idea that you've got here. And actually, typically I go like this. That way. Okay. This is typically how I would write a function like this. At the very top, I define what I'm going to return. And I'm going to return that no matter what. So you go through your code and says, hey, if I'm going to make something, I'm going to set that item to whatever it is, just like you were doing before, and then I'm going to return it. If I didn't go through this whole loop, then item is undefined. Otherwise, item looks like this. Okay?
Okay.
And then the only difference here is you say if the power-up isn't
something or something else.
Yeah, if the power-up isn't undefined, that's the only thing you have to ask. Then you just create the power-up, because whatever the variable power-up holds the actual item you want to make, and so you can just say instance create layer one time, and you create the power-up. And then you can call this function anywhere you want, and you can pass in any chance amount, and that can change based on anything, right? Like maybe, like, you probably have like some kind of health variable somewhere, I'm guessing.
Yeah, on the creative and if I recall properly.
HP. Yeah. So, maybe you want to make the game, like maybe you want to spawn more power-ups as the player gets lower, right? To make it feel like, oh, they got really lucky. And like that can feel really good. And so you subtract your chance amount by HP, which I think the way I understand it, if chance is a low number, then it spawns something, right? The way I'm looking at it, I think that's how that works.
I don't remember at this moment.
That's fair. That's fair. But like, you can do something like that really easily, and then you can call this function somewhere else. And it cleans it up in a way that allows you to look at this, allows me to look at this and be like, oh, I'm going to create a power up here. And that's the logical line that I'm doing. And honestly, I might actually get rid of this section here and put it inside of that function. This just allows me to kind of see what it's doing and control where I make it, which can be kind of important. But you go through that in your project and just start working on that. Just put things into functions in ways that make sense. Hey Siri, stop. And in ways that you can grow and reuse. Like, there's a myth that you want to write the most reusable code possible. And in a perfect world, that makes total sense. Because if you write code, if you spend an hour writing a perfect function that you can use the rest of your life, that's an hour well spent. But you won't, because that's not doable. But if you can use that code 5 more times in in this project, that's worth it, because then if I made this function wrong, the create power up, well, even if I call it 10, 20 different times, I only made it wrong in one spot. That's fine. That's like, I'll go and fix that one spot and then I'm good to go. So
no, you're right.
Yeah, so I mean, hopefully that helps. I have to go. I'm meeting someone in just a few minutes, so that's what my
Sure.
alarm was. But
Actually, thank you.
hopefully that
Thanks for your
helps.
time.
So
Yeah. And if you ever get, you know, far enough in your game and you really need someone to translate, I'll do it. Very, very happy. I'll help you. Yes.
I mean, I'll probably take you up on that. It's one of those
Sure.
things where, uh, there's a lot of well, I don't know how many other extra characters there are in Spanish versus English. I know the Enye symbol is one that, like, the font I've chosen for my game is not going to have that. And that's one of those things where I have to figure out how to do it. So, like, getting some real localization in there early on will help me figure out how to handle things easier. So, yeah, uh,
Sure.
totally.
Perfect. Then we'll be talking then. Have
Okay.
you in the channel and you have, and I think I post somewhere there. So or anything, I'm here.
Okay. Well, I'll be around too if you got more questions or you want to show off your project some more. I love doing this kind of stuff. So, thanks for showing
Yeah,
up.
thank you. Okay. Then see ya.
Have a good one.
You do. Bye.